Hold on. There we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the semifinals of the DSPL. I am your host. I unmuted something. There we go. I unmuted something. Hello. I am Grumm, your host of the DSPL action, the Commissioner of the League, and everything in between. And I hope you guys are doing good, doing great, doing wonderful. If not, it's okay. Let's hang out, have ourselves a nice little Sunday of competitive Pokemon. We've got the semifinals today. Two matches with the two spots in the finals on the line. And if no one has said it to you yet today, allow me to be the first one to say it to you. I love you, and I am glad you are here. Our color commentator Sandy is here, but he is going out for a little bit of a break real quick, and he'll be right here. But when he gets here, obviously, it'll have the graphic above there. But everybody's doing good, doing great. I am doing splendid myself. Thank you for asking, and I just hope everybody's doing well. Okay, that's that. All right, good. Want to use this soundboard? Yeah, please show some. I appreciate the restraint. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Hope everybody's doing good. We got some of the general managers, including the 4 general managers that will take on each other, do battle, wrestle for those 2 spots in here. So we will have a winner and a loser of each game, provided they're still here when their game wraps up. We got the bangers, and we got the Diamondbacks up first, and then we're going to have Cambridge and the Duckletts on second. If John loses, he might break his computer before the match. That's true. That's why they're still here. But I hope everybody's doing good. I want to say I have some exciting things ahead for content-wise. I actually just posted it to my Patreon. Which actually posted it so that everybody can see it, whether you're a patron or not. Explaining like where the Dork Side of the Ring podcast has been. If you don't know, I do a podcast about pro wrestling, or and it's been on hiatus for a little bit, probably since I guess May or June, and explained a little bit why that's been on hiatus and what the plan is for it going forward. Talked about about the league, because we're wrapping up season 1 next week with the finals. Since AW came on and then ruined the show. But no, basically since then. I think we got to episode. I think actually the last episode was the Stadium Stampede. It was our first AEW thing. So technically AEW put a bullet into the Dork Side of the Ring podcast. And we haven't quite recovered. I guess that can be the slander towards AEW. But I'm glad that everybody's here. So talk about season 2 when that'll be coming down the pipeline a little bit, for the DSPL, and then just kind of the fun I've been having with the league and competitive Pokemon with content. So where I'm going to be going with that, and it's on the Patreon so you can see it. But this week we're going to be I'm going to start having some Pokemon content, weekly Pokemon content that is easy to make, with a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, each video coming out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right now, just 3 videos a week. But having a random battle, climb, a VGC, team show off that I just make, and a guest Pokemon a guest builder ladderer with. This week's the first one. As always, anytime I do a thing for the first time, I get Johnner to come along. I get dragged Johnner along, and I say, Johnner, come here, I'm going to try this thing. And Johnner's like, well, where are we going? So we're going to be doing that. So it's on Wednesday or Tuesday. I'll have a episode up on YouTube of random battles. Wednesday will be me and Johnner. We're going to build a team around a Pokemon that isn't OU, isn't in the overused tier, but we put it into like in there, and it did okay. And then on a Thursday, I will show off a silly VGC team that I made and play with it a little bit. Whoa, spoilers. Yes. Pokemon table, ladders, and chairs. Yes, exactly. I like to yes and. That's true. That is true, John. Hello, Sex J. How you doing, bud? But yeah, so we are doing some more content because it's really easy. I literally recorded 3 things in like a night, and then editing it was very easy. And then I fixed it so that it would be even easier to edit going forward. But yeah, so I ended up posting on the Patreon for that stuff. And there's a little bit of what's coming forward ahead. Also talked about Grummas. So for those of you who know, Grummas is our annual holiday celebration. In the last couple of years, it's been 23 days of Grummas. And this year is not going to be 23 days for the first time since, I guess, 2017. So 18. Yeah. So for 5 years, we've been doing something holiday related on something holiday related on the first 23 days of December, of Christmas, of December. We'll get to that, John. We'll get to that. Don't worry. And I just don't have it in me this year. Long story short, I'm back in school. And that takes priority, right? So, I'm not done school till like the 12th, I think it was. I gotta look at it again. And that's like that's half of the time. I got a paper to do. I got like at least 2 more presentations. I got to make a documentary for class. Like, it's a short one, right? They'll be easy enough, but it's just like, I don't want to stretch myself too thin. So school takes priority. So I'm not saying that there won't be 23. I'm saying there won't be 23 days, but I'm saying there will be at least 7 days of Grummas. In fact, it'll be the final week of Grummas, the open house week that we normally do. But I am going to be doing 7 straight days of streaming from that Sunday the 17th until the Saturday the 23rd, with the 23rd, Grummas Day itself, being our annual 12-hour stream, because it's Saturday, and I definitely don't have to take off work for it. So for those 7 days, we're going to cram as much of our Grummas festivities as we can into those 7 days. We probably will still do a movie night, still do a caroling night, because I love caroling on Twitch. I love getting everybody in the Discord and going to different communities and saying hello and spreading some holiday joy and whatnot. So as long as there's R6 Grummas Day, I'm happy. Bert, you're going to be happy. So in those 7 days, my plan is to do a Choice Chamber stream, is to do a Clone Drone in the Danger Zone, is to do a Rainbow Six Siege stream, is to do the Sub Rumble, which everybody has a good time. Diabito is our reigning champion. I'm sure Diabito will make a return as well as other ones. I will probably make those throughout the month. I might stream them in the Discord. I might stream them on Twitch itself. But with the season ending on the 3rd, it actually worked out perfect, so that I have plenty of time to work on classwork in the final week, as well as kind of prep for Grummas. But so the 17th to the 23rd, we're going to have a stream every day, and we will have our Grummas festivities all the same. School is for fools. That's not true. But it is a little interesting to do the Sub Rumble this year, because this year I really haven't been active with the Patreon. I really haven't been doing a lot of stuff for Patreon. We still do have people who are at that tier to be a sub. But this year, I'm going to make it so that after starting the next stream, I'll probably talk about it a little bit. I probably will stream throughout the thing, or do festivities. But I am going to do I'm going to reduce it to a $1 subscriber Rumble participant, unless we get too many, which that might be too I don't know. We'll see. But certain people, it'll be there. I got people already subbed because of Patreon. Basically, if you have subscribed to me on Patreon at all this year, you're going to be in. My Patreon is support.grumm.tv after all. If you are wondering how to get there, what benefits you get from there are currently a little bit over the place, but you will get my 3 videos from this week and every week afterwards, at least a day early. So you'll get the random battles ones on Monday. You'll get the guest one on Tuesday and the VGC one on Wednesday, no matter what. But yeah, so my goal going into the final month of 2023 is kind of set myself up for 2024. My school load is getting a little bit heavier. I'm going to be the editor-in-chief of the school paper. I'm taking a 3rd class, although it's online and apparently it ties in with the paper, so easy. But yeah, we'll see if I can, how that comes out to do. I do want to get the Dork Side of the Ring podcast back up in some fashion. And I want to keep doing, season 2, obviously. But I think it goes like school, DSPL season 2, Pokemon content, and then Dork Side. Until I can figure out until I get into a rhythm with the Dork Side of the Ring podcast again, where it's easy to do. But I am planning on, I already have the Dork Side season 2 calendar in my mind. I just need to make sure it works in my head. And then there's just life stuff for 2024. So there's gonna be a lot, and I want to be able to make everything as easy as I can make it for myself, and obviously as good as I can make it for everybody else. But yeah, if you're listening and you're like, wow, this music is loud, that's because it's Bert Firkins, and I made Bert himself too much. Also, Bert, I went to go to I looked up your music on YouTube so I could properly credit you in these videos I'm doing, and there's no social links for you on there. So just as a heads up, you might want to, you never know. It's always, you never know. I think it was it also said it was auto-generated by, like, your bio and everything was auto-generated by Google, which was hilarious to me. No problem, Bert. No problem. Go check out Bert Firkins Legacy FM on Spotify, on Apple Music, and wherever you get your music from. It's all there. Trust me. I went to go make sure before I said it's available in multiple places. I think that's good though. I think we got our all the house cleaning stuff I need to out of the way. I think Sandy is back. If Sandy is back, come on in and say hi to everybody. Sandy, it is good to have you. My color commentator.
Don't you tell me what to do.
Okay. Welcome, Sandy.
Thank you. Hello.
How goes it, Sandy?
It's going pretty well.
Oh boy, my microphone is not. Why is my microphone? My gate. Did I accidentally turn off my noise gate? I did. Whoops. Okay. There we go. Okay, cool. Sandy, what's the color of the day?
The color of the day, the color of the week. Boy, it would have been good for me to keep a list of colors I've used.
There's so many. There
are so many but I have favorites and shit.
That's okay. Who doesn't? Start speeding.
I'm gonna go with my favorite, a dark forest green.
Dark forest green. That's good. That's a good one. That's a good color of the week. Dark forest green. That's the good stuff. Sandy, are you prepared for the week ahead of us?
I am extremely prepared, except for the fact that I really wanted to tell Johnner to send me the replay without telling you. And then I was just going to call everything as if I predicted it, but I already knew.
That's a good bit. I was drinking water. I shouldn't have done that. Oh.
Well, you tell me to talk and you think you're
I was like, yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, no, this is perfect time. Yeah, Sandy's got this. I can drink water. No.
No.
But we've got ourselves our oh, that was weird. That was weird that it did that. We got our semifinals today. Cambridge. We've got Cambridge and Long Island will be our second game, and then Arizona and the British Bangers. Both of them vying for a spot in the finals. It's been a wild season for these four teams. Cambridge started out hot. Last team to get a loss. Basically, almost went wire to wire, really, as the number one seed. They were only the number... I think they were the number 2 seed for 1 week. Hello, Dreve. And other than that, they've been... I think they were 2 seed for 2 weeks out of the year, but they were undefeated, so it was just like they're tied for first, stuff like that. Long Island had a very, very up and down season. They started out kind of like win, loss. They got some big wins. They lost to the teams like Arizona, but then around like week 5, they kind of started slipping a little bit. They lost to Birmingham. They beat Minnesota. Then they lost to Aussie and British, and then was able to close out the year with 2 wins and getting into the playoffs. Arizona, AW, highly touted general manager, most experienced general manager in the league, has been doing draft league format since I believe he said Gen 6, Gen 7. So for a little bit, and started the season off rough, being drunk and losing, and kind of having to play from behind. But some could say he spotted the league.
Excuses.
Yeah. Some will say that he spotted the league a little bit of a head start. Some will say it's bullshit and he just wrote off his loss. But he also lost 2 other times. Or 1 other time, I should say. So, it is what it is. Or no, 2 other times. That's right, because he lost to Birmingham in the final week as well. But has been one of the better general managers. Changed. Also, the only team here that has not seen a major change had been Long Island. Cambridge, dropped some Pokemon, picked up some some new Pokemon. But Long Island, relatively the same team since the draft. Arizona drafted Iron Bundle, did not get as much from Iron Bundle as he wanted, so dropped them and added some other Pokemon. And the British Bangers changed the teams nearly every week. Made my life hell trying to do previews for British Bangers. But the British Bangers here, after just fully committing and buying into the toxic stall philosophy, and by toxic I mean like the move toxic, but also just it being a toxic strategy. It's an effective one, it wins, but boy is it brutal to watch. And we'll see if the big stall can get its way into the league finals, or if Arizona can stop that, throw eggs at Bangers.
Whoa. We got some assault going on.
Well, that's
here.
because the previews died because the Bangers made it. It wasn't just the Bangers. It was also just myself trying to make the previews more involved than they should have been. But we can all blame the Bangers. So we're going to take a look here at our first matchup. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the British Bangers. We're going to take a look at the home team, Arizona Diamondbacks here. We've got Cyclizar. I should actually make sure I fix this because I don't know if I did or not. I think I did. I need, let me do this before. I need editor. Thank you.
Man, if I also saw Spooky Soccer Ball on this team, I would say throw immediately.
Okay.
First, you bring out Motorcycle Lizard.
Yeah, we got Cyclizar here with heavy duty boots. Regenerator is its ability. Taunt, U-turn, rapid spin, and knock off. Good speed, max HP, but jolly nature. Yeah. It's very clear. Already I can see it. AW is playing the go ahead. I'm going to taunt you. You're not going to be able to do what you want. heavy duty boots, rapid spin for, to get rid of the hazards like toxic spikes, and stealth rocks. U-turn to take advantage of the regenerator ability, and knock off to get rid of, items like leftovers and black sludge. Fast enough that it'll outspeed everything except Meowscarada, who it can't outspeed naturally. Unless it's like max speed plus adamant, and then like the Meowscarada runs in adamant, but you can't prep. It just kind of is. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
I've called this guy like a Mega Man bad guy.
Yes.
I think if Mega Man got his powers, he would just get some wheelies. Or the heelies.
Yeah, no, that is basically what he's wearing. He's wearing the Healy boots. Dachshbun is the other one. We got Rocky Helmet Dachshbun. Let's go.
Yeah.
Roar, Body Press, Wish, and Protect here to fuck up any setup and bait out and just punish any physical attackers, of which there was a lot. Max HP, max defense. Dachshbun's here to do one thing, and that is literally just to take hits and be fine. The item was just for Sandy.
It's a smart move. That's your tanky, your tanky doggo.
Mm-hmm.
You give him the Rocky Helmet.
Yeah, bait in that, take advantage of that great defense. Doing a little pandering never hurts. Never. Covert Cloak Ting Lu. We saw this last time that these two teams faced off, which by the way was in week 4, and Arizona won 3-0. I felt like I missed that part, but arf, yes. Ting Lu, the Covert Cloak to come in and take hits from any Garganical plays, and to be ignore Salt Cure, Earthquake, Spikes, Taunt, and Ruination. Earthquake just for the stab, Ruination to get off chunks of damage, no matter what. Does 50% of health no matter what. Taunt and Spikes for hazards and to prevent other stuff. They have max HP, a lot of investment in attack, and some special defense investment to take advantage to balance out the defenses there. We have Terra Captain Kilowattrel with Terra flying this week. Heavy duty boots, competitive. Interesting. Going with competitive.
Oh, you're telling me you got a fucking bird that's not naturally flying?
No, it is. It's an electric flying, but then it can terras into a flying type to get an extra boost on its flying type.
You can be double something?
Yes, that's how Terra works. Yeah. So basically what will happen is if the Kilowattrel terras, instead of getting a 50% boost from its same type attack boost, it's going to get a 2 times boost. It's going to double up on that attack power, like with Hurricane here, as it's a flying type. So it is a 110, turns into a 220, I think. It gets double. It gets a boost. So it's basically 220. It's a lot. It can be a lot of damage.
That's crazy.
Very crazy. Very fast. Will outspeed I believe this outspeeds a jolly max speed Meowscarada, which then dies to a hurricane, unless it's like a sash or something. But competitive here also will let a Pokemon get its attack or special attack stat raised by 2 stages if it has a stat that's lowered by a foe. So like if like a defog or I'm trying to think of who else, like a liquidation defense drop can boost its special attack. I'm trying to think of like what else there would be from the bangers.
Is this Johnner's natural hidden ability?
This might be. Yeah, it's Defiant for special attack Didact. Defiant is the ability you're thinking of. Sneasler, also just a disgusting. Actually, just got banned to Ubers this week or last week. I think it was last week. It was with Black Sludge, Poison Touch, Close Combat, U-Turn, Dire Claw, and again Taunt. So that is 3 Pokemon with Taunt. The Sneasler is EV'd to be faster than an adamant Meowscarada can be, but unfortunately cannot because it is lower base speed, cannot outspeed a max speed like Jolly or whatever.
Whoa. We got a Pat asking for a ban on Sneasler.
Ban Sneasler from DSP. Cowards, yeah, and Gliscor for that matter. Gliscor, I feel like Gliscor was that last week? They might have both got in the same week, I think. But yeah, Sneasler can turn in DSPL and league draft league format. Sneasler is a little bit easier to manage, mainly because what makes Sneasler a menace in the OU tier and traditional Smogon play is the fact that its unburden ability with like Grassy Seed is very easy to set up. And it's just a very fast, very hard, very easy to punish and then get out of control. It was like 6. Yeah. It's also just like, it's very funny. They're like immediately after the first like support Pokemon gets banned in Gliscor, they're like, all right, back to normal. We're getting rid of these offensive threats. But yeah, it is, I've said this before. It is easier to have a fast physical attacker who is harder to deal with because you can't. Also, then, OU, they don't like ban certain Pokemon from terraring like in Draft League, where Sneasler here can't Terra. So it's always going to be fighting and poison. So you always know what it's going to be. Whereas like a Sneasler with like Terra flying goes onto a it's Grassy Seed activates. It's got, acrobatics, unburden. It just sweeps, and anything that's can take an acrobatics can't take a close combat or yada yada yada. Also, Dire Claw is a very busted move. For those in it watching not knowing, it is a 50% chance to sleep, poison, or paralyze a target on every attack. So. Cool. You're a poison type. It can still put you to sleep or paralyze you. Oh, you're an electric type and you can't be paralyzed. It can still sleep you or poison you. It is on top. Yes, and then on top of poison touches, natural 30% chance of poisoning. It's disgusting. So there's gonna be a lot of poisoning here. Surprised we did not get the fling here. The Cyclizar or the Dashbon little pandering here. Seeing fling Sneasler would be hilarious. And every week Grumm says I should run a burden. Look, I'm just saying. Some weeks you should run it because it is a very fast Pokemon. Mainly because I want to see Fling it for best bit. I know you have. I'm just surprised you didn't run it this one against Orin. And then the interesting one, Decidueye, leftovers, long reach, so this Pokemon does not make contact with the target. Spirit Shackle, Leaf Blade, Swords Dance, and Substitute. Max attack, near max HP, adamant nature, and a little bit in special defense. But yeah, that's we've seen. Go ahead.
It won't set off like a Rocky Helmet, is what you're saying?
Nope. No Rocky Helmet. No. If Toxapex comes along and uses Baneful Bunker, it doesn't get poisoned if it makes contact normally, it will get poisoned with Baneful Bunker, not with Decidueye's long reach ability. So Spirit Shackle will keep a Pokemon in and preventing them from switching out. Leaf Blade, high critical hit ratio, stab, and then Swords Dance to set up and substitute. Going to probably try to take advantage of some of the more passive Pokemon on the other side. If it gets a substitute in front of like a Quagsire, there's nothing Quagsire can really do against it because it resists both of its stabs. Toxapex, it is neutral to poison, resists water. Again, if it gets a substitute in front of it, it can't poison it. The Decidueye here is a very good bring here. Defensively, it can take a lot of hits in the sense of like resisting some of the more passive types. Its stab of Grass Ghost, I don't think there's a Pokemon on the other side that could resist it. I guess Meowscarada, but you don't want to bring Decidueye in. But, Goodra. Well, I guess Goodra. Ghost type is going to hit it no matter what. I was thinking like Sap Sipper can give it an attack boost. But everybody else does not want to does not want to deal with this Decidueye if it can get set up. I mean, it's not the strongest on the team. 344 attack. I mean, we saw Sneasler, 359, just slightly. I mean, that little bit matters. But yeah, and Kilowattrel can get really scary as well. So I'm thinking Arizona looked at the tape and said, all right, we got to figure out we got to change up a little bit. Last time these two teams faced, Iron Bundle was on the team and was able to do a little bit of damage. So I had to change up a little bit. What are you thinking, Sandy? Who's the Pokemon that is standing out for you?
Not a single Pokemon, but a power trio.
Oh, power trio.
Of Dachshund, Tinglu, and Sneasler.
Oh, all right. Well, these three were on. Actually, these three and Kilowattrel, these four here, were on the team the first go around, for their week 4 matchup. I think Dachshund was there. I know Kamala was there. I know Iron Bundle was there, and I think it was Dachshund. I think it was these four, and then those two. So swapped out Cyclizar and Decidueye for Iron Bundle and Kamala. Still have the Dachshund wasn't there. I think Delphox was. So you got Tinglu, Dachshund, and Sneasler, your Pokemon to watch, basically. What about them stood out to you?
I mean, all season, just two tanky boys and Sneasler being a sneaky slap you in the face boy.
Yeah, I think Sneasler ended up the regular season, with like double digits. No, close. Nine knockouts in 7 games. And then we see Meowscarada up here with 13. You also had Kilowattrel with 9 from Arizona. Arizona had some good showings. Tinglu down here as well with 8 and 6 hazards, so it can get a little spicy. Here. I'm just really liking these core 4. I think they did very well. I think these 3 did very well the last go around. Dachshund, great defensive wall against this team. I mean, poison type is the only thing. It's also Terra Steel. Forgot to mention, so we can get rid of that poison weakness and turn it into an immunity. There's not a lot of special attackers on the British Bangers, so don't really need to worry too much about getting punished. And you have your go ahead.
You can have multiple Terras.
So only 1 Terra per game, so it's either going to be Kilowattrel or Dachshund. Okay. But these are both the Terra captives.
But you can have the options.
Right. Gotcha. Right. Cyclizar, I like Cyclizar. I think Cyclizar is a great add. It's one of the. I feel like it's one of the better hazard removers, because if you're not worried about toxic spikes, you don't need to run heavy duty boots as much because of the regenerator ability. It's very fast, can rapid spin U-turn out. It got knockoff in the DLC, so just a very solid Pokemon. I like the Decidueye add for this matchup, but we're gonna have to see because the British Bangers have been putting together some interesting teams, and we're going to see who they have this week. We look at it, we're going to see the biggest stall yet. This is the biggest.
I love it.
The biggest stall yet. Quagsire with leftovers, unaware, Earthquake, Liquidation, Toxic, and Recover. Max defense, max HP, and a little bit in special defense. Disgusting. Terra Fairy this week. Chansey, Eviolite Chansey, max HP, max defense. Seek any god of your choice. Didn't get much prep time, so I decided to go pure stall, says Oren. Seismic Talk, Stealth Rock, Soft Boiled, and Protect. Natural Cure. This is disgusting. This team is just disgusting. Meowscarada, Choice Band, Adamant. Oh, that's interesting. Because Meowscarada being choice band adamant means that both the Sneasler and the Cyclizar are going to outspeed it, and Cyclizar does have a quad, super effective U-turn to hit Meowscarada with. Play Rough, Sucker Punch, Flower Trick, and U-turn. That's gonna be interesting to see if that plays out. If Meowscarada comes, if AW is worried at all about a potential that's what I'm looking for, potential matchup here. If he says, hey, that's Meowscarada's gonna be faster, let me switch out, it's not worth it. But Play Rough, Sucker Punch, Flower Trick, and U-turn, a lot of good damage there. Meowscarada the last time also got the 3 kills. Looks a very similar team compared to the last time these two teams matched up, with Meowscarada going to be coming in, getting the cleanup with Sucker Punches, U-turns, Flower Tricks, and whatnot, and then let the other 5 Pokemon chip away. We got Light Clay, Screamtail with Reflect, Dazzling Gleam, Wish, and Light Screen, max HP, max defense. So again, you're seeing a lot of defense, physically defensive. Both teams not really having too much in terms of special attack threats, and we're building into it. Plus, this is still a pretty high special defense. Bold Nature increase the defense even more. Light Clay will get the Reflect and the Light Screens 8 full turns instead of 5. Goodra, Hisuian Goodra with Leftovers, Gooey to make Pokemon go slower, Curse, Body Press, Earthquake, and Heavy Slam, max HP, max defense. Again, leaning into just the physical, but Goodra itself is like, this is insane. Like, natural, no investment at all. Special defense is 336. Absolutely disgusting. And then
explain Gooey to me.
Oh, Gooey. So if a Pokemon makes contact with it, its speed will be lowered by 1 stage. So for example, if Sneasler goes for like a close combat and it doesn't kill, Sneasler's speed is going to be -1. And now this is another thing that the Decidueye's long reach ability will negate. So Goodra's Gooey ability will not affect the Decidueye.
But the two outspeeding Meowscarada, if they hit this thing,
right,
then you could pull in Meowscarada and it'd be faster.
Correct. Yes. Toxapex, we got Black Sludge, Regenerator, with Toxic, Protect, Recover, and Liquidation, the most disgusting stall of all. It's 443 defense. Again, disgustingly natural, like defense. Like, this is just. Yeah, no. God won't help. God won't help, Oren. God will look away. Say, no. So let's take a look at what the community predicted for this matchup. They have the Diamondbacks heavily favored by the community here. Sandy, you're on the bangers. Are you feeling good looking at these 6?
I would have liked to see, whether these good or not, I would have liked to see like Organical instead of like a Screamtail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta wonder
whether it's a good matchup or not. I would have liked to see my boy,
right?
But
that's
fine.
Yeah, no, Garganical instead of Screamtail might be good, or instead of maybe Chansey. It's tough because Garganical did so much for the bangers in the middle of the season, and he kind of, not fell off, but didn't get brought. And, it's tough to be like, all right, well, who do you bring him in place of? He's weak to fighting. He's weak to grass. He's weak to, water. He's got a couple of weaknesses. He's weak to ground. And he kind of got neutralized a little bit in the first matchup, because Ting-Lu could just come in and sit on it, and punish him. And it's just a matter of who would you rather have? And Chansey being able to hit a fixed, Seismitoth is going to be always doing 100 damage.
I like Chansey pick.
Yeah, it's Screamtail is definitely the one where you're like, but maybe take advantage of the speed difference on the team and gone with a more trick room oriented team. It worked against the Sveel in the regular season, so could work. Could have worked, but we'll see if this ends up being the right.
Something I was thinking about with the predictions.
Yes.
So in reality, I like if it's because there's two ways to look at a prediction of like who you think will win and who you want to win, but also you feel like they kind of have a good chance, like to a degree, like who you want or like who you really think. If I was like going like predicting as far as like betting money on something,
I
would probably have to put my money on AW. But for like who do you think's gonna win? Like I mean, listen, Orin's on a ridiculous streak. Just been playing great. I would love to see Orin win. I think Orin has a great chance.
Orin hasn't lost since week 4. That is true. Orin hasn't lost in week 4. He's on the longest streak in league history. He's got 7 games in a row.
Thanks for not spoiling and saying yet, AW.
Well, look, he hasn't. Like, I mean, don't look up who he played week 4. That's true. If you look up who he played week 4, that was the Arizona Diamondbacks. But yeah, look, if there was a team like it's also we saw last week, Aussie lost week 1, or Aussie beat the Duckletts, and Duckletts came back with a game plan and handled them 5-0. It was a tough loss for us Aussie Illusion fans, but the other matchup also saw a rematch. I mean, every playoff matchup was going to see a rematch this year. San Antonio and British, San Antonio was a different team, so it wasn't quite what we saw. We were like, okay, the British Bangers, they're kind of the same team when they played San Antonio. San Antonio had some rain set up, and they didn't, they didn't like that. They got trounced, and they said, fuck that. Like, we're going to go back with what works. And it was a back and forth game. Like, it wasn't an easy victory at all. So it's very hard to beat the same person that you already played twice, because they get to be like, okay, this didn't work. What's going to work instead? And you have to try to predict what they're going to do to address that while also maintaining, hey, this worked the last time. And that's where AW is. AW is like, okay, Kilowattra worked the last time, Sneasler worked the last time, Ting Lu worked the last time. But what is he going to do now, and how do I adjust for it? Okay, let me bring Decidueye. Let me bring Cyclizar instead of Kamala. Let me go a little bit more defense instead of Delphox. Let me have Dashbun. Meanwhile, Orin's like, okay, none of that worked the last time. It worked kind of, but I didn't have the better things around me. And, now a little bit better, right? Hisui and Gudra is a good wall. Chansey's a good wall. Screamtail instead of the Tinkaton. Tinkaton came last time, and it almost worked but it didn't. So it's very back and forth where it goes. So yeah, no, I don't think voting for Orin and the British Bangers is that out of your mind. Because A, they are on a 7-game winning streak, and B, they have a good team. They have, as much as I hate Stahl, there's a reason why there are 7-0 in their last 7 games. Is because Stahl is hard to beat. If you don't have enough, and even with Arizona building the team that they think might be it, by no means would I say, oh, hey, You know, Decidueye is a wall breaker. Ting-Lu is a wall breaker. You know, like because it's not even this Ting-Lu has a little bit invested into attack. You know, but Earthquake, Ruination, cool. Ruination's also like a 90% accurate move. I hope this preview is 10 times longer than the match. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Final prediction. I believe. I forgot to go on like my other Discord account and do it, but I have Arizona as well. So, Sandy, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right,
just wanted to make it clear. If I was betting money, I would take AW, but my pick is Orin because I throw some favoritism in there.
That's right. Chad, are we ready? Duff Guy passed.
I'm sorry, Pat. You can.
It's not ready. You know what? Fuck you. You can. Yeah, who cares? I don't care if you're ready. You're not ready. We're ready,
Pat. You could take a 10-minute break, and then we'll finish the rest of the.
You'll still have most of the matches come back to.
Yeah, you get to watch the end at least.
You get to watch the middle and most of the beginning as well. We've got our matchup though. Our first matchup of the night. The semifinal round. It is the Arizona Diamondbags. It is the British Bangers, and they are going to face each other head to head here. I'm very excited for this, Sandy. I'm very excited.
I'm super excited.
We've got the Bangers. We've got the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks on the bottom of your screen. The British Bangers on the top, and away we go. We're going to start off our matchup here with the Bangers leading Meowscarada. We'll see who Meowscarada will have to go against. Sneasler.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. No. Yo. He doesn't know. The U-turn. Good Lord. No.
About that 10-minute match.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Don't. Ain't no pity for the kitty. Oh Lord, Kilowattrel coming in. That's less than ideal. Chansey though coming in, being able to wall the Kilowattrel. That's what Arizona State reference who don't know. Decidueye, interestingly enough, is it's going to be immune to the Sizer Talk. There's nothing that this Chansey can do. It doesn't have any status moves, but Decidueye will go for a substitute here. Very smart. And it's going to get not some free health back, but a free substitute. And the Goodra, not going to be able to do much. Body Press won't work too well. Heavy Slam will. But Decidueye going for the Spirit Shackle, not risking it having Sap Sipper. And the Heavy Slam will break the sub. And Goodra will be able to hit the Decidueye again. But the Decidueye probably is going to come out here. Ting-Lu comes in. Gotta like that ground matchup against the steel typing of Goodra. And Goodra's going to go for a Curse.
Can you move that Bangers logo at all or no?
Yes, I can. It's too high, I guess.
Move it down a little?
Yeah, I can. Can I? There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
Ooh, big hit.
Big hit, big Ruination. Ruination will do 50% of the damage no matter what. And Goodra will take a lot of damage no matter what. But the leftovers, meaning it probably will live an Earthquake here. It definitely will live a Ruination. Ruination would have done roughly the same amount there. But Goodra will get a Body Press here for 50, more than half. So it's going to have to live an Earthquake if it wants a chance to get the kill.
Yeah,
it's going to be within range, and it is.
Yeah.
Ting-Lu taking the second knockout of the game. The Bangers not looking great. Where's the stall? That the chat asking, where is the stall? Big taunt from Ting-Lu, able to outspeed the Quagsire. So Quagsire cannot get anything here. But instead goes for liquidation. A critical hit, does not get the kill. Ting-Lu is going to come out here, save Ting-Lu for the eventual sack if needed. The bathroom presumably. Decidueye though will take an Earthquake with no worries at all.
Does Warren have any spikes?
Orin does not have any spikes.
Oh, so he can't get a cheesy kill on Tinglu.
No, he does have Stealth Rock, and Stealth Rock would kill, I should say. So he doesn't have spikes, but he does have Stealth Rocks on the Chansey. But Chansey's gonna have to get in there and get him up. But Decidueye is gonna be able to sit here and take the Earthquake with no problem. Is gonna get a Spirit Shackle. No point in wasting turns going for a Swords Dance. Quagsire is likely going to be unaware, but Quagsire will break the Substitute, leaving the Decidueye open for the moment. It will outspeed though, so it'll likely go for another Substitute. As Quagsire just looking there, looking. Just going for the Earthquake, though.
Such a happy boy.
Just a happy boy. Just minding his own business. Quagsire's just a dude. Yeah, just a dude. Leaf Blade will do a little bit more than a Spirit Shackle, so we're not getting a little. We're not going to have a bit of a, oh no, I lost all the progress I made on leftovers here. But Decidueye will come out as Kilowattrel will come in. Does he get punished for Toxic? No, as the Quagsire will go for an Earthquake. Kilowattrel being in a little bit of a good spot here. It no longer resists its electric type of Thunderbolt, or even Volt Switch for that matter. Chansey will come in and take a Hurricane for 17%. That is just not a lot of damage. Another 9% there, but Chansey is not concerned at all. And Sneasler now comes back in, and it is the fastest Pokemon in the game, tied with the Cyclozar, and it's got a very favorable matchup against three of the Pokemon here, but not this Toxapex. The Toxapex can still wall the Sneasler here. Dire Claw will do 13%. It can put it to sleep and it can paralyze it, but it can't do much other than that. So the Toxapex is going to be sitting pretty. It's going to get taunted though, as it goes for Liquidation, doing 30%. Not bad. Not a bad amount of chip there on the Sneasler. Sneasler's not exactly the most bulky Pokemon, so it can find itself in a bad spot with relative ease. But Toxapex is not concerned in the slightest.
Cyclozar?
Yeah, look at that. What a nice read there.
Well, for they get rid of the
Rapid Spin.
The Stealth Rocks?
Yeah,
the Rapid Spin.
That's Liquidation, though, doing 13%.
So it's like, otherwise you can't bring Tinglu back out.
Correct. It's going to go for a knockoff to get rid of the passive Black Sludge recovery, so Toxapex cannot just sit back and take damage and protect and none of that. Toxapex no longer taunted though. Cyclozar does have taunt, can retaunt. There it is, the retaunt. So Toxapex again stuck.
Taunt just keep them from switching?
It keeps them from doing non-damaging moves like Toxic, Recover,
Gotcha.
Protect, stuff like that. There's the Rapid Spin, so the Cyclozar getting rid of the rocks. And Toxapex is going to be below a quarter health, or missing about a quarter health. It shouldn't be below a quarter, below 75%. And the thing about Cyclozar is Cyclozar has a regenerator, so all that damage Toxapex has, as soon as it leaves the battlefield, that Cyclozar is back to full health. And Kilowattrel is back out. And again, nothing can resist the Kilowattrel. There's Liquidation, the defense drop. There's the special attack boost. There it is. Kilowattrel is in very good position right now. Because
bring out Quagsire.
Well, there's Chansey. Chansey is going to. There's the Terra no Flying type. Kilowattrel misses the Hurricane. That would have been. I mean, it did 17 before, 17%, 21% on the Volt Switch. That is an. I feel like I would have. AW probably playing smart. no need to risk the Kilowattrel, especially when you need a little bit of some flying immunity or ground immunity still. But the Sneasler able to take that seismic toss with no problem. Out comes Screamtail, who does quad resist close fighting type close combats, but is neutral to the U-turn. No poison touch activating yet. But Decidueye will come out. Screamtail is in a position. Now the thing is, we're about 28 turns here, and we're seeing some chip. Like, we've got Reflect is now up, so now the physical type moves from the Diamondbacks will do half damage. Spirit Shackle from Screamtail or onto the Screamtail only doing 23%. Screamtail does have Wish, does have Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam will not do enough though to break any substitutes. So Decidueye will be able to set up here with no problem for free on the next turn, because Screamtail can't leave and it cannot break the substitute unless it crits. Does not get the crit there, and Decidueye will get an opportunity. Goes for the Spirit Shackle instead of setting up with getting a Swords Dance. But yeah, I mean, like if you think about it, there's a lot of chip on some of these Pokemon. Decidueye's below half health. Tinglu is almost dead. Sneasler's at about third. Wow, there's a crit.
Ooh,
there's a crit. The Wish coming in. The Decidueye still has a substitute. And time is running out. It's like it's honestly the reverse of last time these two teams faced. Last time these two teams faced, Meowscarada was the last to fall. It was the first to fall this time. Leaf Blade getting the Decidueye down, or getting the Quagsire to half health, as Earthquake will break the sub. But it has enough health to get another sub up. And there's a big Wish. There's a big Wish. Quagsire back at full health. The Kilowattrel, though, will come in on the Earthquake. No, a Liquidation, getting the Kilowattrel to 23%. Kilowattrel, though, is going to be able to hit it for decent damage still.
Huge.
It is a special attacker, and Quagsire's special defense is not its investment this week. But Dashbun comes in, and we're going to get some Rocky Head chip. There it is. Look at that. Good Lord. Rocky Helmet doing a good chunk there, doing as much to Quagsire as the Dashbun does back.
If only Quagsire could be unaware of helmets.
Protect on the Toxic, scouting it out. Smart. It can no longer Terra, though. Dashbun cannot Terra into a Steel type to avoid being toxic, though. But can get the Wish Pash off. Quagsire going to go for a Recover to get back to 100% health, full health. Dashbun is going to go to the Cyclozar, who is going to get hit with a Toxic. That is unfortunate, mainly because Cyclozar is going to just be able to kind of get back any health after about 2 or 3 turns by just leaving. A knockoff, not a big knockoff, but is an important knockoff. It's big in the sense that Quagsire no longer can just get its leftovers and is going to actively choose to recover over healing. Cyclozar will be dead if it stays in the next turn here, but it's going to get the U-turn, and it's going to get back some of that health that it just lost. Click Toxic. Dashbun's going to come back in. And Quagsire is going to go for the Liquidation, which is going to lose some more health. And it can't just get that back. But Dashbun's defense did drop. Tinglu will come in as a
Quagsire.
There's a Toxic. It landed, and the Tinglu will fall to the Toxic here. Quagsire getting the first kill. No 6-0. That is right. No sweep here at all. This is the playoffs. You can't just sweep somebody. You can beat them 5-0, though. You can beat them 5-0, and that is what is on the table here. The Quagsire will take
Ooh,
big damage, and get paralyzed.
Oh, the paralyze.
But gets the recover to get above health, so it's going to be able to take another Dire Claw.
Even if it's a crit?
Oh, not a crit, but it can take one that's a non-crit. We there's the Dire Claw. And do we see a recover? We see an earthquake. There it is. It is 4-3, and Quagsire is not looking too hot, pal. 8% health. The Decidueye here will probably be able to clean up here. Leaf Blade takes out the Quagsire, and we'll get we'll go a little faster here because the Toxapex will come out. A substitute, but the liquidation is not going to be able to break the substitute, and Decidueye is going to be able to get a Swords Dance up here. And another liquidation still can't break this. Good Lord.
Good Lord.
So there it is. A +2 attack Decidueye. That is disgusting. That's just bad manners. That's bad manners. Going for a Leaf Blade. That's just bad manners. Saying, I'm going to get this. This is unnecessary. The Chansey's actually faster than the Decidueye. That is, the Protect. What am I talking about? I'm an idiot.
Oh.
I got bamboozled by my own brain. Damn, am I back on the banger train? AW.
Was really hoping Oren could at least knock out 4.
We got a 4-0. We got a 4-0 loss.
But look at my boy who got the 2 knockouts.
That's right. That is right. If you're a Quagsire fan, you're happy because you got to see Quagsire do what Quagsire does. Leaf Blade wasn't guaranteed at 49, you bozo. You just got a 51 roll. Come on. Okay. Bad manners. Had to make a 50-turn battle. Have you no shame? That is true. It was a 50-turn battle. 4 knockouts for Decidueye, 1 knockout and a status for Sneasler. And the Arizona Diamondbacks will advance to the finals next week. Who they will face, we're not sure. We'll see. We shall see. But
I'm pretty sure I know.
That's true. Oh, no, he may have done 2% damage. Or toxic. Can you 2 knockouts and 2 statuses from Quagsire and a hazard from the Chansey, who was happy to be there. It was certainly one of the matches of all time. No, it was a good little bit. This is how you lose battles in the team building. The Sneasler faster than the Meowscarada because running Adamant instead of Jolly. Jolly, a Jolly Meowscarada changes this game entirely because we're probably getting 2 U-turns and we're doing like U-turn into Toxapex and then a U-turn into Kilowattrel, and then we're doing this whole song and dance again, except we have a Meowscarada who is faster than everything. And we saw, you slowly chip away at some of these Pokemon. You get in a position where you're in a good spot. You get to see the Meowscarada be able to outspeed everything and be able to hit it very hard. Just need to be able to outspeed everything, which it was unable to do, and it changed the game from there. What are your takeaways from this match?
Well, in all due respect to AW and how good he is at the game, this was a clear, terrible loss by Oren, and the blame is obvious. It was Oren's coach. Just completely let him down.
Absolutely. Big time. Just absolutely put him in there. But it just that setup there. That just the Goodra probably should have found a spot in a little bit of a better spot. Maybe, not be sacrificed at the altar of Tinglu. But yeah, a tough way to end the season, but a great season from Oren. Somebody who came in with no real competitive background and did the work did the prepping, did the scouting. Many times Oren would message me and say, "Grumm, I don't think that that team sheet's wrong." Oh, hey, you linked some, a sheet twice. I said, "Oh, my bad." Or like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" A lot of good for Oren this year, and very excited for next season. What we see from Oren. Except we're going to ban Oren from drafting multiple stall Pokemon. I'm going to make it.
Nope.
Yeah, no. I'm going to. Nope. I'm going to put my.
Nope. I hope Oren is double the troll next season.
Bang my gavel as a commissioner. But yeah, Arizona is going to move on. Big game from Decidueye. Yeah, Garganacl I don't think would have done much. So good call not to bring the Garganacl. That would have just been another Pokemon that can't really handle the Decidueye, but he didn't really have many options to handle the Decidueye. Maybe Cloyster, but that's the thing. I'm actually I think a Shell Smash Cloyster kind of clears that team a little bit. I don't think Icicle Sphere is a contact move, so the the Dachsbun probably could have taken a skill link plus to Icicle Sphere, but everything else is not wanting to take any of that nonsense. But that's what happens when you build a team around being very bulky. Is that if you go all in with the stall and you don't have enough offense to punish, you're going to be kind of in positions where late game you need a little bit. You need to go a little faster. You need to get some kills.
All right, but Grumm, let's get the boys in here.
All right, come on in, Oren. Tough loss.
Yeah.
But great season. Fantastic season. Number 3 seed. You went 7 and 3 or 6 and 4 on the year.
No, I went 7 and 3.
You did go 7 and 3. That's right. You were tied with the other two, and that's right.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, you were third because you were a game behind. No, you were a game behind because you lost. In my mind, you were a game behind because you had lost the 2 tiebreakers. But the how do you look at this whole season as a whole? It's definitely a success, but is it kind of bittersweet that it ended the way it did?
I didn't even expect to get to playoffs. The fact that I was able to use stall to get ahead and then kind of go half stall, half attack on most of my stuff was... Everyone just... The meme that I stalled was what everyone was expecting, and it kept going. So when I actually did stall, people had a counter to the stall.
Yeah, it just taunt shut you down. 3 Pokemon dedicated to...
I had a team set up to go practice, but I didn't get to practice with it because didn't have time. But it was Cloyster. It was a special attack choice specs Quagsire. Which would have been hilarious. Choice specs, all of it was choice specs. Had all my attackers, had no stall on it, and I did have Gargano. I only did 3 practice matches, but I chose stall because the setup was that we thought he was going to bring Kleavor as a starter and use whatever the attack is that throws down the
Stone Axe.
Yeah, so we thought he was going to choose that. But other than that, I forgot to change Meowscarada to Jolly. And there was something else I forgot to change with Chansey. Or is it Screamtail? I think I didn't want to bring Dazzling Gleam.
So it was probably Screamtail.
Yeah. There was something I changed. I was just like, okay, I got to deal with it. I've got other things going on, but
no,
I'm glad. Overall, I'm glad with my season.
That is true. I did say you did have to bring Cleaver. I definitely thought I mean Cleaver is just a good Pokemon to bring in general, and it really helps when there's a team that doesn't have steady removal. Like you have Fortress, but Fortress, you're gonna bring Fortress unless you know for a fact he's gonna bring Cleaver or set up spikes against you. Nah, you just take it.
Yeah.
But
am I gonna bring Cloyster against spikes? Am I?
Yeah,
I have to bring Fortress, and then he has Delphox.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like
it's
his
lot.
Team is very hard to predict.
It is. He balanced his team out. It was easier when how was it building the team this time around versus the last time? Because last time you faced him, he had Delibird and a couple Delibird, Gyarados, Kamala, and he's you saw the Cyclizar, and you saw team like most of his team was what you saw last time, but there's a lot more options.
I think last time I did minimal prep. I just looked on Smogon and was just like, oh, this works. I'm going to choose this. This works for my team. I didn't really predict. It wasn't until I think it was the match where I got a forfeit win that I actually started looking into teams. And then I got a forfeit win. I was like, oh, great. And then the fourth week, I lost. I did a little prep. And I lost, I think it was 1-0 to Brazilian Fury. Right, I can't remember.
Colorado, yeah.
Yeah. But after that, I started prepping a lot harder, and then my coach got involved, and it was like a lot easier for me to prep once I had someone else to bounce off of.
Well, yeah, we prepped for your first matchup against AW, and at that point, you had one of the better performances against AW in a losing effort. AW kind of ran through everybody, other than when he was sober. When he was sober, he beat everybody by minimum of 4-0, and for up until probably the Cambridge game. You were the only person that he had not beaten by 4. Not like you took 3 off of him.
I think that was the win.
Which was a win for you, because you're like, all right, I lost 3-0. That's a win because I don't have and then you've since changed up. You dropped Tinkaton, you dropped a couple other Pokemon, and went more into the stall. Which, as much as I hate stall, I mean it's successful for a reason. Like, it works when you have Quagsire, Toxapex, Garganacl, Goodra, to a lesser extent, Chansey, Abomasnow, who can help add the stall, with Aurora Veil or Leech Seed and Giga Drain and whatnot. But again, where you started as a general manager with taking Tinkaton and Bombirdier in the first 2 of the first 3 rounds, great to see the progress of just being like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna think about building a team and practicing against people, and and doing. You did very well. Sandy, would you like to have a crack at Orin, ask some questions?
Yeah. Doesn't have much time to prepare. What do you mean? Why?
Why? Well, I just received my work visa in Canada, so I've been looking for jobs and doing courses and getting ready for all that. So it's pretty much been...
What do you mean real life?
Yeah, I know, real life. Speaking of, I've spent this whole time just like... This whole past 2 days, I could have been doing something, and I've been doing nothing. My brain's been so overworked, it's like, how dare you not do real life stuff while you continue just to stare at a wall.
Come on, brain.
Been there.
Think things.
Come on, brain.
Be real smart.
Yeah. Just. Yeah. No, I that's the worst. I hate that feeling. Like, I know I feel I should be doing something, but I have nothing to do. There's nothing that needs to be done.
Yep.
Grumm can contest. I like the past few Wednesdays have been like that on RP.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
just like, all right, I've had plenty of time to prepare, and I chose not to.
it's just like it's just sometimes you're like, do I need to do this? No. Should I do it? Yeah. Is there anything else I need to do other than this? No. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna click buttons in a game that makes me feel good.
Yep. Yep.
That's about it.
I think my coach said to me, like, after the game, he says, yeah, your head wasn't in it, because I was like having a frustrating week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was when I kept Guja out, and I should have switched to Screamtail.
Yeah.
I think that is what, like, he said, is like, this was an error. You should have gone to Screamtail here.
I mean, it was. It's also like, you didn't have anybody you don't like. This is one of those lessons in team building. Before even like the 6 that you pick, you don't have a ground immunity on your team. Natural ground immunity. You can give somebody an air balloon, but you don't have a ground immunity, so that's a free earthquake. At the very least, it's doing neutral damage. It's going to do neutral damage because I don't think you have anybody like you don't have you don't have a flying type to be immune to it. So it's going to hit everything for neutral everything but the Meowscarada for neutral damage. But you also didn't bring Abomasnow. Like Abomasnow and Meowscarada, you're only 2 Pokemon that are immune or resist ground type. And this is not like pointing out like flaws. This is just things to think about going forward. Like, dang, okay, he's gonna bring Ting-Lu because I don't have a ground immunity, so that's definitely coming. So I need to have multiple answers to that. I need to have multiple Pokemon who can deal with that. Like Abomasnow instead of Screamtail might have been better, because then instead of doing doing the screens with Screamtail is great, but it takes 2 turns to do what Abomasnow can do in 1.
Yeah.
And it has a good matchup against multiple Pokemon. Like, you also didn't have an answer for the Kilowattrel. Like, so that's kind of, it's one of those things.
I did in my other team.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, no, you didn't. Not in this 6. No one here hits.
Power Gem.
Power Gem.
Choice Specs, Meowscarada.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I like it because I think it also learns Psychic, so like it takes out the Sneasler pretty well. Like, kind of very disgusting. Very disgusting.
All right.
Yeah.
Question
ahead,
on everyone's mind, Warren.
Yep.
What round are you taking Pikachu next season?
Ooh. That's true.
I don't know. I think if he's not a round 1 pick, he's most likely going to throw a hissy fit and just not. He's just not. He's just going to be like, fuck this shit. All right, I'm going Vegas. I'm spending all my sponsorship money and just leaving. But, I don't know. He could be a round 1 pick if we have a Pee-wee league.
The Pee-wee League. No. If we do shit Pokemon League, yeah, no, he'd be. That's what you're saying.
Hey, he's undefeated technically.
That is true.
He's 1-0.
That is true.
Actually, 2-0 because he was in
has
the team.
The replacement. I mean, he did damage and did not get killed.
That's true.
Yep. It did no damage. Like he's like Floyd Mayweather, just never took a hit.
Also can't read.
Without the incredible overpowered offensive skill, yes, you're right. You're correct.
Yeah.
Just like Floyd Mayweather.
No.
Just like Floyd Mayweather, he also
he just like Floyd Mayweather. He just came in, slapped someone, and then just ran away for the rest of the fight.
I mean, look, the object in boxing is to not get hit, and yeah.
I don't know.
But yes, congrats to Oren. Oren, who would you like to see face AW in the finals?
For
between
actually both teams are competitive. But for the memes, Jonna.
Okay, all right. I thought that's where you would go with it. But General Manager Oren. Go ahead,
Did
Sandy.
you just say for the memes?
Not for the support, for the memes.
Fucking get him out of here.
All
Fucking
right,
ban this guy.
get
For the
out.
memes? Fuck you, Warren.
Get out of here, Oren. General Manager Oren of the British Bangers. We look forward to seeing you in season 2. But somebody's season continues, and that man's season is AW's. The General Manager of the Arizona Diamondbax. AW. If AW, yep, come on in. Open the door. There you go. Come on in. Welcome.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, welcome. Congrats on the win. Congrats on being the first to make it to the finals, the first ever DSPL finals. How's that feel? How's that feel to, I mean, you expected it. But...
That's a little loaded, Grumm. You're the one that chose that match to go first.
I mean, I was just asking how it feels to be in the finals.
No, you were like, how's it feel to be the first team in the finals?
I mean, officially, he is the first team in the finals. So whether or not it's a loaded, I loaded it up by asking him that. I mean, yes, I did choose it to go first, but would you rather watch that second, that 50 turn? I'm doing us a service. I don't
know who you're asking.
You're right. AW, how does it feel to make it to the finals?
It feels good. It feels very good. Oren had a hell of a year, and it was good to beat him a second time. I did not feel as confident the second time around as I did the first.
Interesting. Loved the I loved the Decidueye pick. Why did you? What was it that, like, looking back at that first matchup and looking at where his team was now, made you go? Decidueye is the guy is the good fill here.
So I really only looked at, I don't think it was like the last 3 weeks he played, whatever the free agent deadline was, because he changed his team so fucking much that I didn't think there was like a whole lot of value one way or another. But I noticed that a lot of the stuff he brought just naturally did not do great into Decidueye, stuff like Toxapex, Quagsire, Chansey, Screamtail. Like they would struggle to break a substitute. And I knew Quagsire would be a potentially difficult thing to break with Decidueye because it's not super strong on its own. But everything else, I thought I could pretty easily get substitutes up reliably and take at least one hit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything broke a substitute in one shot. I think every time you got a substitute, everything. Or no, maybe the Goodra with the heavy slam.
There was one.
Yeah, the Goodra's
the first one.
The first one. Goodra's heavy slam broke it. But other than, I mean, once you take that out, like, there's nothing. It's kind of borrowed time. Chansey can't do anything to it. And nothing else could really do anything to it. Especially with it being faster than everything, getting a substitute out. Why no Delphox this week? Because you brought Delphox, and again, different team. But a lot, I think Garganical and Tinkaton were the only ones that didn't make the team this time, that were on the first team. So, what in the team building process said Delphox is not the one?
It was more so just the 6 I brought. I feel like I needed more. Like I didn't have Cyclizar last time around, and it just had a lot of utility with like knockoff, rapid spin, and taunt, just keeping hazards off, keeping stuff from like recovering or heading up or anything like that. And then like you mentioned, those middle 4, I guess Doxman didn't come, but there's 3 that came the last time that are just good to Johnner's team, and Doxman is just good with like body press and do a lot of stuff. Plus, the hope was I could pass wishes to stick with his stall if it did turn into that. But yeah, Delphox just didn't make the cut. I agreed, it had a good matchup, but
yeah, looking at the team a little bit here on the screen. I want this to be a little bit better, but that works. Sneasler outspeeding the Meowscarada. When I watched it, made me audibly gasp.
Yeah.
Because
I was shocked.
When you guys send me your replays, I look at your unless you send me unless I either help with the build or you send me the sheet before and I just take a look to see what your work on. I tend to look at the replay first and then just kind of be like, okay. And when that happened, I said, "Oh, he ran Scarf Sneasler." Because
I think Oren said it in chat too during the game.
And then when I saw you run Taunt, and I said, "Oh, that's not Choice Scarf. That's not Scarf Sneasler." Okay. What did you feel that the game was won on turn 1, or did you think, okay, my odds to win have gone up drastically, but I need to be? He still has some issues there.
I didn't think the game was won at that point. I think after Goodra died on like turn 8 or 9, I felt pretty much that the game was in hand. I just like the only way I was going to lose from that point on after Goodra dies if I fucked up multiple times, like if I let something take damage or get a toxic off or anything like that. Because those were the only really 2 offensive threats. But I definitely did not expect to catch the Meowscarada turn 1 and just knock it out completely. I figured he would probably either knock off or U-turn, most likely U-turn, and then I would just U-turn out and then try to get because I had the slower U-turn, get an advantageous spot for turn 2. And yeah, I was blown away. If he was Jolly, it would have absolutely changed the entire game.
Yeah, that was
those priority moves.
No, there are.
I didn't bring any priority.
Yeah, there's no priority.
No, I mean, so so AW saying like knockoff or a U-turn, are those priority that would have got Sneasler, or
no? So they're just
saying expecting.
He was expecting Meowscarada to go first because Jolly Meowscarada is faster than Sneasler can ever hope to be without a scarf, I should say. So probably would have let U-turn. A lot of what Oren does is lead Meowscarada and to see what you lead, and then because he's got tends to have the fastest Pokemon on the field, U-turns. Because that was kind of the idea in the last build, was that, hey, run Scarf Meowscarada and you'll be faster than everything except Booster Energy, Iron Bundle. But you can live if that's if it's booster or speed, you can outlive it. But if it's not, if it's choice specs, you can take it out with a flower trick. And a lot of what that first game I was expecting to see, especially when I saw the team that he brought, was, oh, he's doing it again, but with a better team around Meowscarada. And that turn 1, unfortunate for the bangers.
For sure.
Sandy, do you have any questions for AW about the game or his hopes for next week?
Yeah, like, I guess I should say, who do you hope to play against?
I'm excited to play either one of them. I think there's a great the Sneasler bit can be brought back if Johnner makes it through. Otherwise, I'd love to get revenge on Pat. Hopefully this time he doesn't pay off whoever does the damage rolls, crit rolls. I'd appreciate if he didn't do that this time, but you never know with Pat. But if I had to pick one, I'd rather play Pat. I want the run back and get a win against him.
I like that. I have one more I have one more question here. Why did you put 4 attack IVs in the Douchbun, but then EVs and then gave it 0 IVs? Why didn't you just put it in speed or special defense? What's going on here? What is this?
I don't remember specifically giving it 0 attack IVs.
Oh, it might have just done it naturally.
Actually.
It probably did it naturally.
Yeah.
You're set here.
I don't know why I put 4 in attack either. It doesn't do anything.
No.
I don't know, but yeah, that was.
I was just like, wait a second.
It was not intentional. I feel like I have one of those every other week.
Well, it's good that you got it this week, not next week, since next week's the finals.
True.
So you think, or you would like to see General Manager Duff Guy Pat and the Cambridge Clodsires. But yeah, I think either team is really any of the 4 teams making the finals. I thought the best 4 teams in the league got to this point, and the potential matchups were just a lot of fun. You get Long Island British rematch. You get Cambridge taking on British again, but a different British team than week 1. You know, you get to get revenge against Pat, or you get to face Long Island, and we get this season-long rivalry, a final payoff. We'll see. We'll see who is our second finals participant. Up next, AW. Yeah.
You only let me ask one
Oh,
question.
sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Wow.
Well, I thought, I just felt like that.
Sandy.
Go ahead.
Well, you were like, hold on, I remembered another question. I was like, okay.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Round 1 pick next season.
Ooh.
You just want me to reveal?
I want
I gotta go here and see I
a
get it.
single Pokemon. Well, yeah, but who would you, if you had to choose, and you could, like, let's say,
I had to choose.
for some reason which you won't, but if you had the very first round pick.
So, I can't remember who did it. I could throw a name out there, but I don't know if this is accurate. Someone wanted to take Calyrex Shadow round 1 or like round 8 in the draft. I'd like that. Or if you could just make that legal just for me.
Oh yeah. Sure.
That would be my preferred.
I think that was Didac. So I think Didac has the right.
Okay.
If he's got the drafting rights. So if Calyrex Shadow Rider comes to America, he'll probably he's a property of the Pig Knight.
Right. In that case, I'll take Miraidon.
There you go.
That's a fair trade-off.
I think that is a fair trade-off as well. Yeah, just get Miraidon, who good. Yeah, Godspeed, everybody. Don't worry, we're not doing. I'm not. One of our general managers suggested that everybody gets to pick one legendary Pokemon, and we're just not. We're not going to do it. They're a minimum of like 80 points. The minimum. They're going to be minimum of 80. If you even try to draft it, I'll give you. If you draft, you can draft Darkrai.
Can I throw an idea?
But it's going to be 95 points for a Darkrai.
Can I throw an idea out?
All right, I'm listening.
Any of those legendaries
Right.
cost 111 points.
So
Your rest of your picks have to be 1 point Pokemon.
yeah, that's
But
That's
you can
fine.
draft it.
That's fine.
You can only have the minimum number of Pokemon. Like,
That's completely fine because I
as
take
a coach-
Mewtwo.
that's not even the best pick, brother.
I know. That doesn't matter. I take Mewtwo, and I don't care about the rest of my team.
It's like I got Mewtwo. Mewtwo is
Sandy will coach. I'll just throw that out there for a future
maybe.
discussion.
Maybe I'd do it to where you can get it's 110 points. So that you get 1 2-point Pokemon.
You can take Glalie.
Yeah, exactly. You get the evil soccer ball. Sandy, there you go. You get Mewtwo and the evil soccer ball.
Listen, if I can get some of those old school like Squirtle and Bulbasaur,
That's Jordan and Pippin right there.
and just have the anime team.
Yeah, wait a minute. What is the Glalie? Oren, Glalie is the soccer ball. That's
what I have deemed it, the
Yeah.
spooky soccer ball.
But is it good? No.
It's got 2 kills in one game.
That's
So
true. That's true. It does have more
kills per
kills.
game is 2.
Yeah,
AW has made it work.
that's
somehow.
true. Yeah. He lost in the game, but it's not
So that
good.
doesn't matter.
It's not good. If it
2 kills and 2 hazards up.
if we allowed Moody to be a thing, yes, it would be arguably one of the best Pokemon in the league. Because
Or
you
really
just,
bad.
or
on
really
your mood.
it depends. Yeah, mine plus special defense, minus defense. Oh god, here comes a close combat. Give me Moody Glalie and Moody Octillery. No.
I will. If that makes finals, I'll give him Moody Glalie if he gives me back Dragapult. Free offer.
We'll see. We'll see about that. AW. Sandy, do you have any more questions for AW?
No, but I will comment on that last thing. Dragapult was trash this year. I feel like it was just a yawn.
Then Pat should have no problem trading it.
Yeah,
Glalie
right, for
before
Glalie,
the finals
yeah.
matchup. You're right. Like
Yeah.
Glalie has a higher kill per game number than Dragapult
I
does.
do believe that
It
is
was,
true.
it was one of those like, oh, this has to be a top pick. It's in like the top 3 of like the round 1 picks, and
do-
I'm just like,
Where are you at,
oh,
there,
such,
Dragapult? I just saw it.
Not as bad, but it was such an annihilate.
Five kills in 7 games. That's sub 1 kill per game.
Listen, you know what, Pat? Even if you lose, I'll still take the Dragapult.
Well, General Manager AW, thank you for continuing to be part of the league. Congratulations on your win. Thank you for joining us, and we'll get to see who you face next week in our next matchup.
Thanks, boys.
All right, Sandy.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's game time, baby.
It's game number 1 seed. The number
and he
1
brought
seed.
Dragapult. What
and he
a
brought
loser.
Dragapult. That is true. We got Clawitzer, Choice Specs, Mega Launcher, Water Pulse, Ice Beam, Aura Sphere, Sludge Bomb, Max HP, Max Special Defense. The same Clawitzer we've seen all season. Clawitzer, one of the Pokemon to start all 10 games or to be in every single game for the league that it's available to. I think it would have been 10, but there was a forfeit. Dragon type Terra. Then we've got Mabostiff with Fairy Terra, the Choice Scarf variant, Play Rough, Ice Fang, Crunch, and Destiny Bond. Getting it, we're learning an adjustment from the week 10. I think it was Play Rough, Fire Fang, and Crunch. Ice Fang, big improvement. Special Defense got the 4, but it is a jolly nature. We've got Max Attack, Max Speed. It's going to be fast. Mabostiff. My boy. Dragapult, Leftovers, Infiltrator, Dragon Dance. The Infiltrator this week. The Infiltrator. No substitute shenanigans this week. None. Sandy, if Johnner tries to do that again, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
I don't get it.
So, Infiltrator ignores substitutes. So, if Johnner in week 10 did the substitute Electrode, and it had a little bit of success with it, but really would have been an issue. But Psychic Fangs, Dragon Darts, Dragon Dance, and Substitute itself in the new week 10? Yes, you did. You guys played each other week 10. You literally went for a substitute. He went for... Yeah, you did. You used... Oh, no, you didn't use it. You brought it. You didn't use it, though. That's right. You went for Leech Seed instead. You did not. No, I don't think you did. But you brought it. That's what I was saying. That is what I'm saying, Johnner. You brought it week 10. I don't think you didn't use it. Yeah, you brought it. So, anyways, made the adjustment for there because I think the week before was Clear Body for that. So, Infiltrator, ignoring Reflex as well, any screens and substitutes. Max HP, or Max Attack, Max Speed with the Dragon Dance, big damage potential. Psychic Fangs and Dragon Darts, good coverage. Because it'll hit the fairy types with Psychic Fangs, and it'll get rid of any screens. And Dragon Darts hit twice, but is immune.
It all
types
sounds fancy.
Yeah,
but I'm still not impressed.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I think Dragapult's really good because it can be kind of a little bit of a whole bunch of stuff. Great Tusk, again, the speed booster energy variant that did pretty well against Johnner in week 10. Rapid Spin, Knockoff, Close Combat, and Headlong Rush. It is too big brain. I think this Great Tusk got like 2 kills in the week 10 matchup. Looks pretty good this week as well. Clodsire, Black Sludge, Unaware, Gunk Shot, Recover, Stealth Rock, and Toxic Spikes. Max Defense, Max Special Defense.
I like him.
He's look at that is the face of evil. Look at that face of evil. Look at that.
It's even got the loading.
I need smooth. Yeah, just look at that. And then Regieleki with Leftovers, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Thunder Wave, and Rapid Spin. An interesting pick to bring with, 2 of the best Pokemon on Long Island are ground types. So bringing a Pokemon that can't do anything to it, but bringing Hazard Removal and Regieleki is good there. And then Volt Switch and Thunderbolt are pluses if it gets him off. And Thunder Wave good to control some speed stuff. What's standing out to you there, Sandy?
Oh, it's my boy Clodsire being super tank.
Yeah, that is a lot of investment. Relax as well. Gunk shot.
Throwing out the stealth rocks and the spikes, recovering, and then like every once in a while,
Just yeah,
with the gunk shot.
Yeah. Interesting to go for the gunk shot, only because there's like I guess it's you pick either it being hitting the Landorus with a gunk shot or hitting the Iron Treads with an Earthquake is really what it comes down to. Is one of them is immune to the other, so going first gunk shot because it has the added a little bit extra power and the ability to poison as well.
Yeah, the poison
that it works there. But yeah, liking this team. I feel like how Lucha would probably be a slightly better option for the Clodsires. Rabska wasn't great in the first play. Didn't play great in the first, but I think Rabska was a good bring because it is immune to, or not immune, but it does resist ground type, which nobody on this team does. Nobody on this team it resists ground type. Clawwitzer doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Mobostiff doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Dragapult doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Clodsire and Regieleki certainly don't want to take an Earthquake. Great Tusk has the bulk to take an Earthquake, but it doesn't want to. So
what do you say? Clodsire can't take an Earthquake?
It can, but it's gonna hurt. It's a poison type, so it's gonna take a lot of damage there. It's probably going to take.
It's got all that defense,
but it moves slow. So if you swap in and he reads it and goes for an Earthquake, he's going to be hurt and he can't recover it, and he's got to switch out and go to somebody else who doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Dragapult doesn't have is not physically kind of frail defensively and kind of frail special defensively as well. So it doesn't want to take too many hits. Mobostiff's defense is higher, but it still doesn't want to take an Earthquake. So, but
all right, let's see 6 Pokemon with Earthquake, baby.
Show me Earthquake. Well, we got one so far. We are one for one.
He's got his Rocky helmet,
and he's got his Rocky helmet. Max attack, HP, speed, no speed, some special defense, All right, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Taunt, and Rock Slide. So no U-turn this week. We saw U-turn last week, and it really, really helped. Tell that to who needs a defense when tech goes burr. That's true. Tell that to yeah. Like the Rocky helmet, the glaive with the booster energy, the speed investment will be able to outspeed a regular Dragapult, but Dragon Dance Dragapult will outspeed it. Psyshock, Moonblast, Knockoff, and Combine for the setup. Like that a lot. I like that a lot. Samurott with Focus Sash and Sharpness. So Ceaseless Edge, Sacred Sword, Aqua Cutter, and Aqua Jet. Max attack and max speed with the Adamant Nature. Samurott, very strong. The Wheel. Iron Treads with Earthquake. So we've got 50% of the team with Earthquake right now.
Nice.
Basketball.
I like it.
Assault Vest, Knockoff, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, and Iron Head. Max HP, a little bit in defense, and a little bit in special defense to get it to being 300 special defense. So a little bit of defense here from the Iron Treads this week. A little bit less. Take some coaching from Vlad, please. A little bit of some defense from the Wheel. It's pretty good there. Adamant Nature to get some more attack there. So almost 300 across the board. In battle, the speed, the special defense will be 300. Speed will be, after a rapid spin, 300. So good stuff there from the Iron Treads. Electrode cannot learn Earthquake, so we don't have to worry about that. Leftovers, Static, Terra Fairy, Leech Seed, Volt Switch, Substitute, and Terra Blast. So we're seeing some more. I think this might have been this similar set. I need to look at this real quick. Is this the same set? Where are you at there? Electrode. No. So we got speed this time, but it is a similar team or similar set. Instead of Taunt, we have Volt Switch and Terra Blast and substitute. Speed, we're going to outspeed here the Dragapult, as long as it doesn't get a speed boost on it. I think it also will outspeed the Mabostiff as well, which, substitute, it'll be okay. Special attack, maxed out. Some good stuff there. I like the thought process here. A little bit of defense. The static to take a hit from the Mabostiff and try to slow it down, as well as some of the other physical attackers. If they make contact, there will paralyzed 30% chance. Any Pokemon that makes contact with this Pokemon will be paralyzed. And then Dragonite, who has Earthquake. So we have 50% of the team has Earthquake, Sandy.
Nice.
We got the weakness policy. We got
Yes.
Dragon Dance. We might get the stupid Dragonite. With a Dragon Dance, it will be able to outspeed. One Dragon Dance will be able to outspeed a base max speed Dragapult, which is what the Dragon Claw is there for. Extreme Speed for some priority, and Earthquake for the just hits things hard. How
many things does Pat have that can set off weakness policy?
That is a good. Let's see. We look at this. We got Clawitzer with Ice Beam. We got Mabostiff with Play Rough and Ice Fang. Dragapult with Dragon Darts. Not Great Tusk, not Clodsire. So we got half the team has something that he can switch in. Half the team. But yes, it should be noted that Clodsire doesn't care about any of those stats, though. It has Unaware. So he does not care at all. He can have all those stats.
That's fine.
Clodsire.
As long as Clodsire cannot defeat Dragonite, whatever comes out next is fucked.
Yeah, Earthquake's still going to do a lot there. That is a lot of attack. It's probably a 2-shot. It might be a 3-shot. So, but yeah, that's Dragonite can be scary if it gets that weakness policy. What's standing out for you there, Sandy?
I don't know why, but this week just the Glaive.
The Glaive
is gonna. The Iron Valiant, I feel.
We're seeing a little. I mean, we talked about how I think last week you said the Glaive was a little bit disappointing. We didn't even see it last week. Literally, the Samurott and the Iron Treads basically shut down Arizona. But they are Iron Glaive. The Glaive does have.
They got a good amount of kills.
Yeah, or they got. I think they have 10. Yeah, they got 10 and 10. So they get a kill game. Much better than Dragapult.
But they're no Ice Horse.
They are no Ice Horse. That's true. Ice Horse was disgusting. 3 kills per game. I think it ended up, right?
Yeah. It was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3. Yeah. Ridiculous. Absolutely.
I don't know. I was expecting it to be like the sweep up and get at least 3 kills.
It has a chance here. Now the Glaive can hit the Psyshock hits. So with its moveset of Psyshock, Moonblast, and Knockoff, it hits Clawitzer pretty hard with its special defense. It can hit. It doesn't have anything for the Mabostiff this week. I mean, Moonblast hits it pretty hard, but it's the speed. I think last week or the last time they faced it 2-shot the Mabostiff. Or, it would have 2-shot the Mabostiff. Mabostiff had a little bit of chip. It can kill the Dragapult with a Moonblast. It can kill the Great Tusk with a Moonblast. Clodsire is going to hurt a little bit from the Psyshock, and Regieleki is going to be faster than it. So it doesn't matter. But the Glaive can still do a lot of damage, especially if it sets up with a Calm Mind. A lot of those rolls become 1-shots. So it can get very scary very quickly for his opponents.
Outside of the obvious Earthquakes, I like Iron Valiant, and it's unlikely I would just love to see Dragonite go burr.
That's true. Dragonite going burr after weeks of waiting for it would be great. The community picking the Clodsires, and I know you took the boy Johnner.
Of course they did.
Johnner won.
That's who's gonna win.
I mean, Johnner won the first matchup that these teams had. 1-0, or wait, 2-0. Sorry, you can't see it behind my head. There it is, 2-0. Got into the playoffs because of it. So the The time is now. Who will go to the finals? Our final semifinal round. The Cambridge Clodsires taking on the Long Island Duckletts. An absolute a smorgasbord of games here in terms of just what we really want to see here. I forgot to do this part. I need that. Give me that. Give me that. Thank you. Uh-oh. Are we going to get it in time? That's the question here. Are we going to get it in time? Here we go. All right. Yeah. It kind of does.
5 Pokemon team with
Kind of
Reggie.
does. Yeah, it's just Reggie like he's hogging up so much thing. All right. So, here we go. We've got the Long Island Duckletts on your top. Your Cambridge Clodsires on the bottom. And here we go. For the final spot in our finals, Bobostiff will lead for the Clodsires, and the Landorus will lead for the Long Island Duckletts. The guard dog ability coming in strong this week. The Ice Fang taking out taking out Landorus. Sacred Sword will do a little bit of chip to Clodsire, but Clodsire doesn't care about that. So get out of here. Big Aqua Cutter. Just slugging it out. They're just slugging it out. Reggie Lecky, though, will come in to scare off the Samurott. And Samurott said, no. Come here, Wheel. Help me out here, pal.
It's wheel versus wheel.
Wheel versus wheel. Knockoff won't do much, if anything, because they do not care. Landorus not being there is a little bit scary. There goes the weakness policy. No weakness policy shenanigans now.
No!
Dragonite is going to be able to get the extreme speed to chip away the Mabostiff. The wheel is going to be able to come in on a play rough.
Damn it. That would have done the thing.
A great read. Going to the wheel there for the play rough. Rapid Spin is going to get the Great Tusk back to where it's supposed to be speed wise, because it did lose it from its boost energy, as Great Tusk will get double speed. Have its speed double, will be faster than Dragonite, but Dragonite will get an extreme speed and a knockoff. Going for the knockoff because that's really
go fast.
Click button, go fast. Oh, close.
Oh no!
The Great Tusk will be able to get Dragonite down to 30% and get scared out. Dragapult probably should have been the play to go the first place to go to Dragapult, but Dragapult now a chance to set up. Goes for the Psychic Fangs, which are resisted by the Iron Treads. Iron Treads, though, going to get the kill here, and it is 5-4, and we had a slugfest, and it is continuing now, knocking off the Clawitzer's Choice Specs. As it goes for Aura Sphere.
Which saves it.
Does not get the kill. Earthquake, though, does not get the kill, and Clawitzer will knock out the wheel. Getting it back to 4-4. There are no more electric resists on the Ducklet side. So Regieleki looking very good now. Samurott will come in, and Regieleki will come in. Samurott going to stay in. Let the Volt Switch take it down to 1. Mabostiff will come in, get sacked, as Samurott will come in. It will get its second knockout of the game. An Aqua Jet will take Regieleki down to 60%, but Thunderbolt will finish it off. It is 3-2.
Would an Earthquake been better?
It doesn't have Earthquake.
But if it did,
it wouldn't have gone first. Regieleki's stupid fast, as we're about to see here. It's going to outspeed the Glaive and land a Thunder Wave that paralyzes the Glaive. The Glaive is unable to move. So it's going to take a huge Thunderbolt. Moonblast able to get the kill. Not good. Dragapult's going to take advantage of this the Iron Valley being paralyzed and get a substitute, hoping it gets a paralyzed, which it got. Dragon Dance, and that will put it faster than the Electrode. It's getting back. It's definitely the greed. As the Glaive will take it out its substitute, and the Dragapult will finish off the Glaive with a Psychic Fang, get back to near full health, and Electro will come in, and Electro goes to a Fairy type. Do we get the static? No static. Terra Blast,
come on,
does not get the kill, and Electrode, tried it as it might, falls. Do we get the static? If we get the static, that is game.
Fuck, come on.
No
Connor.
static. No static, and the Dragapult will finish off Dragonite, closing out this one, which looked like a 3-0 victory on the way for the Long Island Duckletts. And Dragapult able to snatch and make the comeback. So much fast attacking. Slobber knocker. This match was still 30 turns, which is ridiculous. Parahacks, Stunlock Rogue. He can't keep getting away with this. Getting the paralysis on the first turn. Huge for the Ducklets. Unfortunately, because if that's the case, and it's a full health. It's a full health Iron Valiant going up against the Dragapult, who would need to substitute a couple times in hoping to get fish for a paralysis. 3 knockouts for Dragapult after Sandy talked that shit, and 1 knockout and a status for Regieleki.
They got 3 knockouts because of some fucking paralyzed.
But the Long Island Ducklets, 2 knockouts from the Samurott, including a huge one on Clodsire, and 1 knockout from the Iron Treads. Sandy, that paralysis, man.
It's the only thing. That's what won the game.
It sometimes in a game of RNG, that is what happens. You got a 30. There's a chance you don't move because of paralysis. There's also a 10% chance that Pat misses that Thunder Wave and dies, and then it's a game of odds. There's nothing. It's not as straightforward as click the button and hope for the best. Unfortunate. Just a wild the first couple turns where it's Iron Fang takes out Landorus, and then a huge, comeback of like, oh no, fuck you, I'm taking out your Clodsire right now, nothing for you, and just back and forth. Very just great play from our general managers. I'm very happy with how these two just came to deliver a 1-0 victory for the Cambridge Clodsires as they will move on to take on Arizona. Sandy, do you have anything to say? Like, I apologize to Dragapult, or
no? This is the worst thing to happen. Is Pat winning because of some RNG, rather than like amazing, awesome play skills. I'm so I don't care if Pat wins. I would have loved to see Pat win, but not like that.
Not like that.
No,
it happens. Unfortunate. Just the season comes to an end for Johnner. If you have, are we robot voices now? No. Am I a robot voice? No. Oh, there we go. Just you. Okay. All right. I was like, wait a second. Justice for Johnner. That's what the chat say.
That's right.
Discord. Run it back right fucking now. Hey, look, it is
we're doing
what it is.
Live.
Long Island faded. John Leonard must, as stipulated by his contract, stay with the league for another season. That is true. Just should pay your net bill and not Showdown. Johnner, if you don't have any other thoughts about the match, we can bring Johnner in there, Sandy.
Yeah.
Come on in, Johnner.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Unfortunate, tough loss.
Yeah.
came down to
This is twice now.
Sandy. Go ahead.
Right?
You can start with the
John, this is twice now that you got fucked by like this kind of RNG.
So let's be fair. I did this shit to Aussie last week with Ironhead getting the flinches, right? 30% chance got the flinches. Let's also be real. I'm not, going. Hindsight is always 20/20. You could always see should have just sacked the Dragonite after the knockoff on the crawfish. Should have saved Landorus for. I mean, not Landorus. Should have saved
Treads.
Iron Treads for Reggie Lecky. Should have just switched. Should honestly should never have gone into Iron Valiant. When I did, could have just used Electrode. But to sit there, substitute Dragon Dance and just get double back-to-back paralysis. After just getting outplayed every move after the first play. Yeah, the instantly losing Landers was tough, but honestly, at that point, there was no switch in. There's nothing that wants to take a +1 anything from a boost if. And Landorus arguably was the worst, would have been good for the Great Tusk at that point. Didn't need him. Clodsire did nothing. Useless Pokemon all season. The worst sire. I didn't lose to a better team. I didn't lose to better plays. I lost to the thing I left this game years ago. Gen 5 is and has been the best time for competitive battling. It was fun to come back, dip my toes back into it. I've never done draft picks, so it was, interesting what I was able to pick in my pick order. But go back to the unreleased tapes in my interview. If I was not interested to play in a league of people who just weren't here to actually win, but to have fun, and that's what teams like the Bangers, although they made it to, as far as they did, you got to get, credit where credit's due. I don't respect the team or the general manager because they weren't playing to win from the get-go. They were playing for fun. Teams that didn't have proper, just didn't even use all the EVs stats, just random items. Don't respect that play style. Monotype. You want to do a monotype? Sun Team you can argue for. Trick Room, obviously the worst of the teams, but you want to go for Trick Room? Sure, but monotaping? Is what? Two teams you could respectably say I had any interest in? AW and Pat. But then once I face Pat, it's like, oh, my team just completely annihilates him unless, get double paralysis. Not much you could do there. In AW, yeah, the Sneasler beat me because I didn't know what it was week 2. I never even heard of it. Didn't play Arceus. Don't care for it. Don't care for Sneasler. Honestly, I think on the run back, it would have been a very different game. But the season's over, and whatever happens with the Long Island in the future, I wish it whatever. To all the other teams, I don't care. Didn't ask. Sandy, you've been nothing but a treat, and I'm glad. As someone came in here to announce Pokemon, never playing Pokemon, fantastic stuff. Grumm. Honestly, knowledge in Pokemon is there. Can't say you don't got the knowledge, don't got the skill. If you were a player in this, I probably wouldn't have been here. Who knows? But that didn't happen. Instead, you sat here being extremely biased and then spouting, "Whoa, I'm not biased. Whoa, now hold on." But in fact, was extremely biased. Dog shit comms. Whatever. Don't call me again. I'm done. Fuck this league. I'm out. Peace.
Okay. I mean, I thought.
Quack, 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 quack.
Oh, God. Is it too late to put best bit? Is it too late? Do I need to resubmit the entire ballot? Just spicy.
Now,
move.
Johnner will be proud. To see
I'll tell you right now, if you do that, I will personally
God
riot.
damn it, Jesse.
God damn it, Jesse Ventura. Get out of here. God.
No, not after the disrespect that was given to me by Long Island in that last tirade.
He's got tenure.
I don't care if he's got tenure. I was a Navy SEAL, god damn it.
You put respect on former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura's name. Damn it, he was in the Tet Offensive. He was in the River of Fallujah. Damn it.
It was the Gulf of Tonkin.
I'm dying. Not as. Whew. If you haven't voted yet, by the way, the DSPL Season 1 Awards. Thank you for your service, General to fucking Jesse Ventura. If you haven't yet, the Dork Side Season Awards, the Dork Side Pokemon League Awards. If you have not yet, please go ahead, vote that fraud guy. That fraud guy, Pat. Just incredible stuff. I'll post it in the chats there. Yeah, good Lord. Whew. Yeah. Let's get back to this.
Let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
Because Johnner's gone. Like
He's
he
gone.
took the Uber. He's
out. He's out. He literally.
All right.
Yeah.
So Johnner got the flinches
Yes.
last week.
Yes.
How important were those flinches?
Because
I don't remember. I want to say they weren't this fucking important.
I was gonna say they were not this. They were not as. They were impactful for sure because it meant that that Cresselia couldn't recover and get Trick Room up, and as a result, like it kind of put Aussie in a bad spot because they couldn't get their only Pokemon that could realistically get Trick Room up at that point on like the Iron Treads was Cresselia. The other two died immediately. So, good Lord, Grumm, how dare you? How dare you have dog shit comms? Right. Yeah, no. Best bit. One of the better bits. I need it to be said. People might be listening thinking that Johnner is 100% legit upset about that. It's a bit. His whole bit this week, his whole bit this season has been he is better than the league. Like, I fucked up by not putting out the interviews that I did with people because it did a bad job. But Johnner made it a point throughout the season of like doing the bit of being angry that he was insulted that I didn't consider him an experienced general manager. Yeah. But yeah, that is so good. Not important. Yeah, is that luck guy, Pat. That bitch guy, more like John or more like Goner. Cooked his ass. Yeah, no. But to answer your question, Sandy, the Ironhead flinches were not as lucky. And really, if you think about it, Johnner's had some rough luck with. He got back-to-back flinched by the Salamence against Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a couple. There's been a couple of these flinches. He did a great bit. It's a great bit. Great bit. I'm looking for
the people in the league didn't know I was doing a bit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're like, wait, why is Sandy so angry at us? So it's like, oh, Sandy's doing a bit. He doesn't have like the knowledge, so he's doing the bit where he's being upset that he doesn't understand what's going on and picking sides. He's just like, just do the simply. Why don't you do the move that hurts them? Like, oh, okay. Yeah. I feel like I think the big thing we need to do for season 2 is make it I need to do a better job of making it apparent what the bits are going into the season. I feel like a couple times they were like, "Wow, what's the bit?" I'm like, I like the Aussie illusion thing. I'm like, I picked one team to be my favorite team, to be my greenie team, which is like he loves the Jets no matter what, even when they stink. And I was like, oh, Trick Room and singles, that's not going to be good, but it's going to be fun. And fucking Aussie Marcus ended up with a good-ass fucking team. We have... okay. We have a statement here from the Long Island Duckletts. Would you like to read that statement, Sandy? It's in the general manager's office.
Yeah. The Long Island Duckletts would like to apologize for the statements that former General Manager Johnner, the retired Pokemon battler that is a toxic person, and assure that they do not reflect how the team and the new, to be announced, GM feel about the league.
So season 2, we're going to have ourselves a new general manager of the Long Island Duckletts. Who it will be interesting to see, but...
How much was his contract buyout?
Jesse, look,
all I know is that he was contractually obligated to be part of this league until he won it.
Security!
Governor Ventura, please. Security is not needed, but it might just keep him. We'll let you hang out if you promise to just raise your hand before. Just let me know you're catching us off guard. Great question though, and we'll ask that going. I'll have my people look into it. But yeah, thank you. You guys didn't see it. The governor Ventura shook his head and it's all good. Do you think Jesse knows how to raise his hand on Zoom? What do you mean Zoom? He's in here. Uh-oh.
This just in. Long Island Duckletts is proud to announce the new general manager for the team is former criminal Harold Pester.
What? Former criminal? Ah, boy. We really need a morality clause after this. It's too late now. He's already in there, so. Harold Pester. Okay. Can we call in with like the Duckletts and see if they have their...
Yeah, let me bring him in.
I know General Manager Duff Guy Pat is waiting, and I appreciate him waiting patiently. This is breaking news after that display of, whatnot. Is this?
All right, I think I have him on the line.
Okay. General Manager Harold Pesterd.
Hello, it's me. Hi, how's it going?
Hello. Hi.
Yeah.
Hello,
Mr. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Absolutely, we can absolutely hear you. A little bit loud, but yeah, we can absolutely hear you. Welcome. Congrats. I don't. Unfortunate situation preceding you, but welcome to the Dork Side Pokemon League. And congrats on your new position as general manager of the Long Island Duckletts.
My goodness, thank you so much. I am a huge fan.
Well, you know what? I'd like to say that you're a relative unknown former criminal. I mean, they felt like... Okay.
I've been in the past, but people reform, and the American institution is very good. Yeah.
I have some background information on that.
Okay, thank you.
Harold, is cocaine going to be an issue?
Oh, cocaine!
Forward into next season.
Jesus Christ, not another
Harold, Harold Pestard would like to announce that he is officially, as of yesterday, 1 year sober.
Oh,
1
Hey,
year sober.
congratulations! All right, 1 year. You know what?
They gave me a coin and everything. Yeah.
Congratulations. Well, we are looking.
That's
What?
a human year, right? Not a dog year.
Yes, yeah, we should have.
What the hell's a dog year?
Okay, so the dogs age differently. You know, 1 human year is like 7 dogs. It's just.
That's not how time works, silly.
I mean, you're right. You're right. What is your experience? Like, how do you get into competitive Pokemon, Mr. Pestard?
What?
Yeah, like, how did you get into Pokemon?
Oh, well, I was watching the stream where it's called DSPL, and I was having so much fun, and then I heard this mean man go off and say some very mean things, and so I just said, oh my goodness, do you need someone to help play Pokemon?
And that's how. And they took you. You were right there to get scooped up.
Oh yeah,
All right, good.
I love Agumon.
Yeah, Agumon's great. Well, General Manager Harold Pestard, thank you. We look forward to getting to know you and seeing your work in season 2.
Oh my goodness, thank you. How do I turn this off?
Just click.
My
Just.
bad! My bad! How do I turn this off? My bad!
I'm gonna have to pre-record some muffin tidbits so that we can play that in like the background.
Well, I sure hope, and I'm quoting from this, he does not, quote, Scrooge McDuck his way into some cocaine.
How do you like just know? Like just jumped into? Okay.
Like Scrooge McDuck did with gold coins, apparently.
You know what? Pikachu might have a new friend in General Manager Harold Pestard. Also, does that mean Harold Pestard's going to be the general manager next week for the All-Star game?
Well, that's a great question.
Because General Manager Johnner was supposed to, and now, I mean, I don't know if he'll accept the role. I mean, I'm very disrespectful, but also there's been worse. So I feel like, it's up to him. I mean, the ball's in his court. If not, somebody else will. I guess maybe it will be Harold Pestard since the Duckletts, have the right to, have their general manager. But yes, general manager Oren and general manager Long Island Duckletts general manager, whether it's Johnner or it's Mr. Harold Pestard, will be the general managers and coaches for the All-Star game that will take place next week before the finals. And they'll be picking from a pool of Pokemon that I will announce later. And the game will precede the finals, which will feature a general manager, I believe. Sandy, is this the first time the general manager Duff Guy Pat has been with us post game? I feel like this is the first time. It might not be, but it might be. I don't.
As far as I am aware, I did miss a week or maybe more in the beginning.
I don't.
But I do also just want to note, I hope this decision by the Long Island Duckletts does not backfire on them.
Right. I don't want it to backfire on them either. But somebody that's not worried about backfiring, the general manager for the Cambridge Clodsires, come on in the booth. Come on in. We gotta talk to you, general manager Duff Guy Pat. Some are saying general manager Luck Guy Pat. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Of course. You're almost a wire-to-wire. You were in the first or second place for much of the season. How does it feel to not have that collapse a little bit and be able to have a chance to finish it off?
I mean, well, there have been rumors all season of me playing a candy-ass schedule, and I would like to address that by saying that everyone's against us. Always have been. They don't like a front runner.
No, that is. I mean, Pat. People don't like a front runner, but you were running in front of everybody for most of the season. I think after week 3, I think you were in first place until you lost to Boston, and then promptly got back in first place the following week. How your first half of the season you went 5-0. The second half you went 2-3. Do you feel like those losses were necessary for you? Like, do you think that had you stayed undefeated or relatively undefeated, maybe only one loss, that you wouldn't feel as hungry going into this match?
We go into every week. We try to win every game as it comes to us, whether that means that we're undefeated or whether we just sneak into the playoffs, which, like I said, everyone's against us. They're going to try their hardest to beat us every week, so we have to do the exact same thing to try to beat them.
All right. Well, that is a good way to look at it. Take kind of game by game, but also like, you're going to get the best out of everybody every week. You went with kind of an interesting decision this week in bringing Regieleki, who, is an electric type who doesn't know anything but electric and normal type moves. I guess it does get ancient power, but it's no good against ground types. What was the thought process to bringing Regieleki, knowing for sure, because he has brought practically the same 6 Pokemon every week for the last 4 or 5 weeks, that he was going to bring Iron Treads and Landorus?
I did a lot of my game planning this week based off of our Week 10 matchup, and during the prep for that, I was really trying to figure out whether to bring Regieleki as like pretty much the same utility that I used him today. Like everything 1-hit KOs that Samurott. Obviously, the focus sash makes a difference, but having something to take care of that, prevent some spikes set up with Ceaseless Edge, and just also coming in handy with speed control / paralysis. Like, there's all this talk of RNG and lucky. You never get those outcomes unless you play the game. If you don't try to go for the paralysis, you never get it. So that's where a lot of the thinking came in.
That's true. I mean, 4 of his Pokemon are susceptible to electric type moves. So I just thought it was an interesting choice that could have really just been a waste of a slot, given that he has 2 Pokemon. So yeah, you took out the Landorus on turn 1, which great play, great adjustment, adding the Ice Fang this week and just saying screw it, like he's going to lead Landorus and I'm going to be there to get his ass.
Yeah, I mean that's the stakeout play for the first, I don't know, I think 8 games that I brought Mabostiff was all stakeout and just relying on, he's going to switch, I'm going to predict the switch. This time I could almost guarantee that he was going to try to lead with Landorus, get the attack boost, and whatever comes out does not want to eat whatever attack I throw out.
No, not at all. It's a very strong Pokemon, and then obviously when you add that stakeout, you get it doubles your attack on the turn. But Guard Dog, it's a free setup. It's a free +1 if with an Intimidate user on the other side, and you got that with the Landorus. My last question before I'll turn it over to Sandy. You've been trying to make this Dragapult set work a little bit with the Dragon Dance, lean into the physical, physical moves a little bit, which Dragapult doesn't really get a good physical ghost type move. He gets Phantom Force, which is good, but it kind of leaves you open to like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you're locked in on a move and he could switch in on somebody to take that and hit you back hard. It's like, oh, he went with that. Okay, he's gonna go. Let me switch in for, I guess like Samurott would probably be ideal in that situation. And then Samurott counters back with a Ceaseless Edge or a knockoff, whichever could have ran. But how happy were you that you finally got, after 10 weeks of it, finally got the Dragapult physical set to work?
Oh man, I was stoked. We again, a lot of the complaining is like you don't get a Shadow Claw, which I mean, Dragapult needs to hit the gym if he wants to be able to make that work. But yeah, like Phantom Force, unless you power herb it, and that's a one-time use, you don't get multiple like surprises out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So something I've tried to do is really mix up the sets that I brought this year, because there's versatility in, I'd say 75% of the Pokemon that I drafted. And the way that you win in this league is by keeping everyone on their toes.
Yeah, no, you definitely have, you know, and it is what what's interesting is you have half of your team here is very versatile, right? Like Dragapult, you can have the, you know, physical attacker, the special attacker, you can have a support Dragapult, you know, with screens and Thunder Wave and other stuff. You know, Great Tusk can be kind of a bulky tank who can, you know, clear hazards and take some hits. Or do what you kind of built it to do, which is just hit hard and hit fast.
Yep.
And Regieleki, very similar in a vein of it can be more of a support Pokemon, more of a support-based Pokemon, or you know, or some, you know, kind of similar to what you did, which is, you know, Thunder Wave, and you know, you invested more in special attack for it to hit harder. But in the past, I've seen you run it with, run it successfully with, you know, choice specs. I've seen you run a couple other options and whatnot, where you bring you have brought it in cases where you aren't really concerned about like the matchup. You know, oh, they got a couple ground types. I don't care. I'm gonna bring Regieleki because he wouldn't expect it, and I think that has been a key for you to be able to do that. Sandy, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask Pat. I know one of them.
We'll get to that one. All right. So, been a fan of Pat from the beginning. Now, knowing, like, doing the hindsight thing, like, looking back at, like, what teams were played and when, yeah, it's a quote-unquote easy start. First week bangers, which Oren not prepared. So, and this is like, I'm going over this, like, not trying to downplay Pat, but I'm just like pointing things out. Beating Oz the Illusion, which, I mean, it still takes skill to like try to outplay that. Then Pig's Eye, which, I mean, it's just it's almost a free win. Didact. And then two, was it not buys, the free wins against Birmingham and Boston.
Was it two? Cambridge? No, just the one. Only got the one.
It's just the one.
Yeah, just over Birmingham.
Am I looking at?
Cambridge only faced Birmingham. Your Pig's Eye got two.
Wait, hold on.
So it was Birmingham and Boston were the two teams that were.
That's what I say. Week 4 and week 5, Cambridge. Am I looking at thinking of the wrong team?
No. Oh no,
Cambridge, right?
Oh wait, no. This team that team Boston did have Hob, because this is the same week.
Okay, so that was a Hob. Okay, I just saw the scores and I was like, okay, that was.
Right. You look at it, you're like, oh, 3-0. No.
Okay. So yeah. So getting the one against Birmingham, beating Hob, which again, the Hob was very hyped up to me, and it played well, just not as well as maybe if he had gotten to choose a team like originally from the go. And then, so my point is, I have not been as upset tonight as I have been since week 6 when you lost to Colorado. And like John or DM me, and he's like, "Have you seen like the chat?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Don't look." And I'm like, "Why?" Well, now I got to look. And I said some things in the DM along the lines of yes, Pat isn't going completely invincible, but I mean you're throwing Goldberg against like Christian. Sure, Christian's a good wrestler, but he's not going to fucking beat Goldberg.
What a pull! What a pull! I love it. Oh no, because it's
he's good. He's had the belt or whatever, but you're not beating Goldberg, like not my Goldberg. And then taking it out on Arizona the next week, which is fantastic. Yeah, so I have not been upset this upset since like week 6. Like I really wanted Johnner to win, and this was it's a favoritism thing. Because I think Pat deserved to be in the top 2. I also think AW deserved to be in the top 2, but I also feel that Johnner deserved to be in the top 2. I can't put all 3 of them in there. So that's me being upset, and I'm trying to get over that. We'll get to the one question, but on a similar note, why did you let John or shit on my boy Clodsire like that?
That's the one that was the question I was hoping for. Not the why'd you shit on my boy John or that one, because like why'd you let him do Clodsire like that?
Oh, how he said that it was the better sire?
No,
or it was the worst sire?
I mean,
or simply using Aqua Cutter
and taking it out like that in simple terms, yeah.
Oh. So the weakness policy Dragonite was the reason I ran unaware, as opposed to water absorb like I would normally do. Sort of a misplay of looking at the week 10 lineup and seeing, oh, I don't see Aqua Cutter on this Samurott. Aqua Jet will hurt, but we'll get some spikes out or something. You know, sometimes you make the wrong plays and it costs you something.
Well, okay, to question in on that, were you like not prepared to just like, okay, well if Dragonite comes in, I just use knockoff and like get rid of that and not even worry about it?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what ended up happening. Like, there's a bunch of ways to play it. Like it's contingency plans upon contingency plans. You never have your one option that's going to be a win button as much as people would hope. Like it's like talking about King Gambit, trying to set up and hoping that can win you games, which, hey, it did sometimes, but you take away one threat or you take away the big threat, and then it's kind of, all right, what's your plan B? What's your plan C? And that's where you have to go as a general manager. And, you know, does it lead to overthinking? Does it lead to like predicting your opponent's predictions? And sometimes it doesn't need to go that deep. Yeah, sure. But you do the best with the information you have.
And I will not apologize to Dragapult because it's far too late in the season for me to be like, oh, you finally did the thing. At least with that pick. But yeah, why you gotta shut my boy John like that?
Well, I mean,
the hopes and the dreams, Pat.
Apologize to Dragapult, first of all.
I will not.
Because when every single other person is planning for Dragapult, they're not planning for Clawitzer, they're not planning for Clodsire, they're not planning for Mabalstiff. And those 3 have proven their worth 10 times over. And if Dragapult can be the leader in the clubhouse, hey, all the better.
I like that answer. I'd ask you who you would, who you think you got, but I mean, obviously you're going to back yourself in the finals. who do you think will win the All-Star game? Is it going to be the team Orange drafts, or is it going to be the team that the Long Island general manager, whether it's John or makes a one last go of it, or if it's Harold Pesser gets his feet wet before officially getting underway?
You never know with a wild card like Harold. He could do just about anything to you,
Right.
or me, and you have no idea. Also, Dad act putting the assault vest comment. Yeah, he did have an assault vest.
Yeah.
And what did you do about it? You didn't do anything.
That was disgusting. Yeah, it was disgusting for you to. That's the thing. Like, I always let my color commentator Sandy have, his opinions and have them relatively go unchecked. I try to inform him as much as possible. When he, gets when he gets on an opinion he likes to go with, he's very Skip Bayless. He's not gonna let it go. Where it's like Dragapult, week 1 did all right. Week 2 took out Hatterene on the first play. The following week he just sat there and said, "Oh, cool, yeah, go ahead, take that. I'll sit here with an assault vest." It's you find ways to get Dragapult in the right position. And hell, I mean, there was a couple. I mean, he played 7 of your 9 games, so there was 2 games where he's like, "You're like, I'm not even gonna bring Dragapult because they're gonna think I'm gonna bring him." So no.
When I see this Pokemon, I expect half of the other team to die,
and that's what happened today. So you got your expectations.
Way too many weeks.
I like it.
Hey, perform when it counts.
That's right.
And Grumm, I think if we look in the Cambridge office chat,
yes,
the words "good meme" appear, I would say, double-digit amount of times for just silly ideas for Pokemon. Power was one of those things.
Yeah.
Assault Vest, one of those things.
Speaking
Ancient
of
Power Regieleki.
Speaking of Power Herb and good memes, next week. No, I mean, if you meme and win, that is full on disrespect, and AW has to look himself in the mirror. But do we see Howlucha? You picked up Howlucha. He's only got 1 game this season, and it was against AW, and he got 3 kills in that game. Are you bringing back Howlucha?
I think we're going to have a long talk in the locker room this week. And I know that everyone in that locker room is a team player. And if I think that they're ready to go on whatever day of the week this match gets scheduled for, I think everyone will be ready to step up.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, General Manager Duff Guy Pat of the Cambridge Clodsires. Good luck to you in your battle next week. AW, if we go around the teams, we might be able to pay the rest of the call. Let's take a look at the preview here.
Oh, one last thing.
Yes.
I think complaining about luck in a game that's based around RNG. Come on,
Shut your fucking mouth.
All right. Jesse Ventura, can you get these guys under control for me?
Make it worth it, Pat. And don't.
Will you stop?
Thank you. Respect the governor. But I mean, look, Duff Guy Pat is right. It is a game that does have luck is a big factor in it. It's not as simple as rock beats paper. But yes, here's the matchup. Here you go. Here's what we got for next week. The finals, the championship battle. Number 1 seed on the left, number 2 seed on the right. Cambridge Clodsires have a victory over the Diamondbacks in week 7. Yes, week 7. You're looking at your speed tiers there. Regieleki and Dragapult are the 2 fastest Pokemon by a large margin. And then Kilowattrel, Cyclizar, and Sneasler are your next 3. But then if you flip it and you want to go talk about Trick Room potential stuff, you got Clodsire at 20, is the slowest Pokemon in the game. And then the next 5 are Bronzong, your favorite Pokemon, Sandy.
Ding dong.
Gastrodon and then Rabska and Tinglu are both tied for 45, and a whole lot in between. That's a lot of fun. You got the, maybe Cleaver runs a choice scarf. I'm gonna keep talking about Cleaver because it is a dangerous Pokemon. It is scary. It needs to be respected. But we can see Delphox, who is a Terra captain, can come in and have a big week as well. I think looking at this right now, if I got to pick the 6 for each side, I'm thinking it's Sneasler, Tinglu, Kilowattrel, Douchbun, Cyclozar, and Gastrodon. Did I say? Yeah, those 3. Yeah. No, I said no. Yeah, Douchbun, Gastrodon, and Cyclozar. Eviolite, Pupitar. No, it's not coming. No, it's not. Glalie once again being disrespectful for the graphics. Yeah, I keep forgetting to put them on there.
I was gonna say.
Spooky.
I was like, you're missing Spooky Soccer Ball.
I'm missing Spooky Soccer Ball. I meant to make a note of it and I didn't. Bad job.
Oh, it's in the bottom right. You just can't see them.
Yeah. And then I'd say it was Dragapult, Greytusk, Clodsire, Clawitzer, Mabostiff, and probably Hawlucha again. So it'll be a fascinating championship game. It'll be a tough one. It'll be a battle. I'll be on the controls to pause in between plays so we can have some drama to it a little bit, probably. Sandy, before we go, do you want to give your prediction now, or would you rather wait?
I mean, this is really tough because so to like make up for it, I really want Pat to just dunk on AW for shitting on Johnner. But Pat beat AW last time. It's a maybe. I'm just gonna go with Pat.
All right. Okay.
I'm happy with either of them winning because they both played really good.
That's right. This man was Pat found the soundboard and has been very happy.
I didn't know you could do that while you're muted.
Sandy's like, oh, quiet.
I've been quiet and then I'll like unmute just to like throw some out and then I'll mute again.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be tough. It'll be tough, but we talked about we saw it again this week where the team that lost was able to make adjustments that were not accounted for. And I think Arizona this time, there's no Iron Bundle, there's no Gyarados. It's a different team. I think that there's not enough of a difference from Cambridge. I mean, they haven't added anybody new since that matchup, and I think that the Diamondbacks are going to be able to take advantage of that. I think AW wins, but I'm like you. Either one of these general managers have played well enough, played great enough to be crowned our first ever Dork Side Pokemon League champion. We talked about the awards last. Okay.
Well, real quick, yeah, I'm going off like what I was talking about before with the schedule before. Like, he beat Arizona after a huge loss to Colorado. He beat Johnner after a loss to Johnner. So is he going to have the fire going in there with a win?
That's true. That is true. So here you go. Here are your list for your all-star pool. I believe there's 20-something Pokemon here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe more. Yeah, about 25 to 30 Pokemon here. And the general managers who lost in the semifinals, so it'll be Oren and whoever representing the Duckletts will get to pick from this pool 10 Pokemon. And I'm gonna make
33.
33. Okay, they're gonna pick 10 Pokemon from this pool each. So there'll be 20 Pokemon. They will be our all-star teams, and then they will have to pick the 6. They get to make plans. So they are going to have to pick quickly, so that they have more time to prep and be potential. This is the all league thing. This is only general managers voting on this.
All right, so I need to send John my pick so he can choose the red mons.
Which I'm waiting for 7 more people. Actually, I don't think I did a response. So I need to do a response. Sandy, I don't know if you've done a response. I don't know, because I forgot to put add your name so I know who to account for. But yeah, if you have not already, the form for the season awards, I'd appreciate any and all people voting on those, especially the general managers, since they voted on the nominees to get these Pokemon. I appreciate it. Next week, we will be back with the finals. It'll be myself. It'll be Sandy. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to get pre-game interviews, provided that the general managers are available. If not, I'll figure out something to have them to do that. And yeah, next week it will be the first ever DSPL finals. We'll have it, and then I'll probably take a weekend off to work on some stuff. I probably will have classwork I need to do, and then we're full in on the thing. Also, don't forget on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, of course. If you're watching this on Twitch, go over to YouTube, youtube.com/@tgrumm. I will be having videos coming out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday every week, starting this week with Pokemon Showdown content. So if you liked what you saw here, I'm going to have some more stuff coming. Random battles, guests like Johnner is going to be on it. Johnner, the person, not the character. So don't worry about the awkwardness of all that. And then on Thursday I'm making some VGC teams. None of them are probably very good, but they're interesting. And I like to think of interesting teams. Random battles are fun. The team that me and John made fun. We made a team surrounding Toxicroak, and we brought him into OU to prove that he is the best frog in competitive Pokemon. And then my VGC team this week is a interesting Ogerpon cornerstone team with Talonflame and some other options there. So it'll be good stuff. That'll all be on YouTube this week. If you're on Patreon, support.grumm.tv, you get those. You'll get them a day early, and some more stuff explaining those things and ideas and whatnot. Dork Side of the Ring podcast stuff coming in 2024. The Grummas celebrations will be condensed to a single week this year. But we will still have the Rumbles, still have Open House Week, Clone Drone in the Danger Zone, which is a fan favorite of everybody's. Choice Chamber, a lot of people like as well. We're going to get the Rainbow Six Siege stream, because people like to see me suffer playing that game. I hate that game. It is the worst. It brings out the worst in me. Maybe we'll figure out something else. Maybe we'll do a Jackbox night and cycle in people and whatnot. But 7 days in a row of streaming to celebrate Grummas, starting the 17th, ending on the 23rd with a 12-hour stream. Next week.
Whoa, shots fired from AW.
Love it. I love it. I will see you next week, 9 p.m., same time as the last thing, just because it's my brother's birthday, and this gives me more time to we do some celebrating stuff and then go home. Yeah, thank you. I think I'm making sure I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that I'm missing. I'm good. Thank you guys so much, from the top, the bottom, the sides, the corners, the back, the front, the inside, the outside of my heart. I appreciate it. I will see you all next week. Between now and then, the next time I see you guys, I want you guys to do a couple things. I want you guys to be good to yourselves, be nice to people around you, do something kind for a stranger. It is easy and as simple as washing your hands, washing your armpits and your calves and your ass crack so you don't smell, and just give people some distance at the grocery store. Don't be up in their shit. Just give them some distance. Cover your mouth when you cough. You know, when you sneeze into your armpit, and then wash your armpit again. You dirtballs. And remember, it is not enough to. Oh, go ahead, Sandy.
And get in and out of the grocery store. Don't be an old person and slow me down.
That's right. Fuck that shit. I hate that. I hate that shit. Get in, get the fuck out. And remember, it's not enough to just be tolerant. That you must be anti-intolerance. That's anti-racism, anti-sexism, anti-homophobia, anti-transphobia, anti-hate in all forms. Be pro-love. Be anti-genocide. Again, I can't believe that that's a thing, but between what is going on with Palestine, what is going on with the Congo, what's going on with Haiti, dog, it's insane how being anti-genocide is unpopular somehow. But be pro-love. Think about putting more good into the world than you are putting in bad, and be pro-love loudly and proudly. I will see you all next week. Until then, stay. Wait, I don't think I did this one right. Hold on, I have to press this button. I didn't. Fuck. I don't have a too sweet. Stay. Wait, where is it? There it is. Sweet. Or too sweet.